Emotional damage.
Yeah. Welcome once, welcome all. Hello, white America. Watching the convention tonight. We are going to be looking out for the great Hulk Hogan. We are going to be looking out for Donald Trump. He will be speaking tonight. And we will be watching everything. We're excited about Donald Trump. We're excited about what he's got to offer. Huge things coming out. Will Biden finally step down? We'll get more into that later. I will be having all the breaking news that's being pushed all over Twitter. And also watching what's going on at the RNC convention. So sit back, relax, hang out with us. Grab your favorite beverage. And
I'm gonna come.
Have a great time with us. Here we go. We're here.
Sham indictments and baseless allegations will not deter us. Because the only crime President Trump has committed is loving America. And America, we are winning. Outside of his family and our country, President Trump also has another love.
What's that?
Music. A few years ago, he wanted me to hear a new song he had selected for an upcoming rally. I could hear it blaring in the background at Mar-a-Lago. He landed on a song called Hold On,
Ooh.
I'm Coming.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, we doing Sparkle.
America, we no longer have to hold on. We just have to show up.
Yes. Show up and show out. Drop a like on this video.
If you're ready
You do not mind,
to
those of you
end
watching.
the Democrat destruction.
We are live on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch.
And if you're eager to unleash the best America has to offer,
live on YouTube.
then let's send Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to the White House in November.
Yeah, you can say that. Oh my God.
The future of America and the world is bright.
Thanks.
And it begins with the unwavering spirit of each and every one of us. Because of the resilience and the leadership of my friend, President Donald J. Trump.
He's actually my friend.
So let us not forget that President Trump did not just take a bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania. He has and will continue to take them for each and every one of us.
I'm gonna come.
God bless President Trump.
Thank you, Sparkle.
God bless you all. And God bless the United States of America.
I keep wishing somebody's gonna use this as an outro song. that's just my dream. That's
Emotion.
That's my fantasy.
That is what I want, and that's what I need. Thank you so much.
She said, my friend, and she's only inviting him to the birthday party 100%. Oh, I turned on that. Derek, I can't. I did not know I was going to do this.
But we're ready to rock here at the Derek O'Shea Show. Oh, look at that man.
I can't with the sound effects. I can't help it. They're just so f***ing awesome. Did he say, hold on, I'm
gonna come.
Let's check in on what the left is talking about. They're not showing anything. ABC News is absolutely doing nothing. Let's check in on Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Leading the state of Arkansas.
Well, thankfully, the environment in Arkansas is a bit friendlier than it was in the White House press briefing room.
Exactly.
But I think that's the spirit that we have to take on.
Shout out to Ozempic. It's my miracle drug. I'm taking it. Full doses, double dose, sometimes triple.
And provided daily encouragement. It gave.
Hold on, I'm coming needs to be a soundbite, 100%.
I'm gonna come.
And that's something I carry with me now. And seeing him get relentlessly attacked. There's no president, there's no person who's ever run for office or served that has been attacked in the way and the level.
Gosh, she is so boring to listen to. I just can't. All right, let's check in. Daddy likes some music. I am checking Twitter for any interesting artifacts to get in. I need to make a bingo card is what I need. Bingo card. Please put in the chat below. Let me know some bingo card recommendations. Hulk Hogan? Doesn't Hulk Hogan say brother? Hulk Hogan, brother. Yeah, brother. What? Oh yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Tucker laughs. Donald dances. Help me figure this out. Wait, okay, wait. Here we go. Help me figure this out. I'm trying to make a bingo. Let me know if you know of any good bingo suggestions. Down. Trying to make my bingo card for the night. Bingo card when a minority is shown on TV. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Republican DEI. Yeah, brother. You say it all the time at work. It says Violet on X. Shout out to X. People watching on X. Huge fan of freedom of speech platform. Love the X. We love the X. Hold on. I'm gonna
come.
Hold on. I'm gonna
come.
Hold on. I'm gonna
come.
Cheese hat. I guess they are in Wisconsin. Nice call. Like the cheese hat recommendation. Any kind of bingo suggestions from the peanut gallery? Sweet. Just asking my producer, any kind of bingo card recommendation. Did you say something? Okay. Cheese hat. Whoa. Is that guy gonna rip his shirt off? Hot MAGA babe. Oh, yarmulke? How do you spell yarmulke? Yarmulke. There it is. I like that. Yarmulke. Okay. I went back. Some of us have dyslexia. Bingo cheese hat. Does somebody already have a cheese hat? That already happened?
Please welcome.
Oh, there is
President
cheese
Ronald
hats.
Reagan.
Love the
Who has a
cheese
few
hats.
questions
We
for
love
you.
the cheese hats.
All of you
God,
will
sorry.
go to the polls,
I hate when people do.
stand there in the polling place and make a decision. I think when you make that decision, it might
Okay.
be well.
Bingo bullet reference. Act of God. Act of God. I like that one. That's why Willie Brown said no Kamala. We don't say Kamala on the Derek O'Shea show. We say Mamala because she's all of our moms.
I'm gonna come.
She's one of the most beautiful and wonderful ladies. As always, remember that if the Democrats do not allow Kamala to run as president, it's because they're racist. Which they will actually prove that for us. There she is.
Then I could suggest another choice that you have.
Okay.
President Trump. He'll make America great again.
I'm coming. Let's get another song. I need some more bingo references.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome journalist, author, and American citizen, Tucker Carlson.
Tucker!
Thank you.
Oh, he already left. Dang it.
Oh, this is wild. Thank you. I've been good to see you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I made my bingo card.
I feel like I know about
If you guys want to play
half the
bingo,
people
I'll
in
send
the
it to you.
room.
Bingo
This is
card.
wild.
There's only 30
What are you
free.
doing? Justin Wells. Thank you guys.
It's a quick bingo card, though. I know.
Can I just say, Peter Navarro is back. Welcome to Peter Navarro. Suffering the fate that has happened to so many who are friends with Donald Trump. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I have
He's already laughing.
I've been to many conventions.
That was like a free
I've never been
space.
to a more fun convention or a convention with better vibes. They literally let Navarro out of prison. First of all, thank you. This feels a lot different from what I thought it was going to feel like. I can't hear you, but I know it's something good.
His laughing gets me every time.
I watched the video of what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania about 50 times. I think I was one of about 8 billion people around the world who watched it. And the more I watched it, the more it struck me that everything was different after that moment. Everything. This convention is different. The nation is different. The world is different. Donald Trump is different. When he stood up after being shot in the face, bloodied, and put his hand up, I thought at that moment, that was a transformation. This was no longer a man. Well, I think that. I think it was divine intervention. But the effect that it had on Donald Trump, he was no longer just a political party's nominee, or a former president, or a future president. This was the leader of a nation. And I think there's a difference. I've spent most of my life in Washington, where the president is at the top of the pyramid. Everyone wants to be the president. But if you think about it, the presidency comes with great power, obviously. But if you think about it, that is a title that is bestowed by a process of some sort that can be subverted. And in the end, it does not confer by itself, as no title does, legitimacy. Just because you call yourself the president doesn't mean that much inherently. I can call my dog the CEO of Hewlett-Packard. It doesn't mean she is. No, it's true. And you hate to say it, but it is also true, it is a fact, that you could take, I don't know, a mannequin, a dead person, and make him president. If you, no, you could. I'm just saying theoretically possible. With enough cheating, that could happen. But being a leader is very different. It's not a title. It's organic. You can't name someone a leader. A leader is the bravest man. That's who the leader is. That is true in all human organizations. This is a law of nature. And in that moment, Donald Trump, months before the presidential election, became the leader of this nation. That was the most obvious to me. And I have to say, you know, I think it changed him. He reached out to Trump within hours of it that night. And what he said to me that night, having just been shot in the face, he said not a single word about himself. He said only how amazed he was and how proud he was of the crowd, which didn't run. And I thought two things.
That is true.
The first thing I thought was, well, of course they didn't run. His courage gave them heart. A leader's courage gives courage to his people. And the second thing I thought was, this is the selfish guy I've been hearing about for 9 years? Really? Not a word about himself? About his people, period. And the second thing I noticed, which I don't think anyone has remarked upon in public, but I'm just going to since I don't have a script, like why not, is that he turned down the most obvious opportunity in politics to inflame the nation after being shot. To inflame the nation, which is an opportunity that almost every other politician I've ever met, and certainly his opponents, would have taken instantly. And they would have said, well, what is this? How did he get shot? Like how did this happen? And those are real questions that we have to get to the bottom of. But in the moments, the days, the week after the shooting, he did not say that. He did his best to bring the country together, and I thought, this is the divisive figure, this is the irresponsible person. No. This is the most responsible, unifying behavior of a leader I think I've ever seen. So the question is, where is he leading us? And I could go on for hours, but let me just sum it up. I do think the entire point from the famous escalator ride 9 years ago until today of Donald Trump's public life has been to remind us of one fact, which is a leader's duty is to his people, to his country, and to no other. That's the point. That's the only point. And another word for this is democracy. Democracy, in case you're a little sick of being beaten in the face with democracy on television, actual democracy is the proposition that the citizens of a country own that country. They're not renters, they're not serfs, they're not slaves, they are the owners of the country. And for that to be true, their leaders have to represent them, which is another way of saying they have to do what the people want them to do, or a close approximation thereof. But if they completely ignore what people want, not just 1 year, but generationally, say for 50 years, then it may be, I don't know what, it's not a democracy. And so I think the entire Trump project, paradoxically, he's attacked as an enemy of democracy, is to return democracy to the United States. Hey, let's pay attention to what people actually want. And the lack of interest in that question in Washington is something that ultimately drove me out of the city after 35 years. Lawmakers stepping over the prostrate bodies of their fellow citizens ODing on drugs to go cast votes to send money to some foreign country. Yeah, actually, we've lost more Americans from drugs in the past 4 years than we lost in World War II. Yeah. Our bloodiest war, more than we lost in World War II.
Jeez.
Does anybody care? It is pathetic. It is pathetic. And do you hear a single word from Washington about doing anything about it? We know where the drugs are coming from. We know the supply routes. The U.S. military spent billions bombing the Ho Chi Minh Trail. You don't see our commander-in-chief suggesting that we use our military to protect our country or the lives of its citizens. No, that's for Ukraine. And it's too much, actually. It's too insulting. It's too insulting. It's a middle finger in the face of every American. It's a very clear statement, which is unmistakable. And that is, we don't care about you. And Donald Trump, whatever you say about him, and I think he's a wonderful person. I know him well. By the way, the funniest person I've ever met in my life, actually. You can't be funny without perspective or without empathy, which is true. But everything else about Trump aside, he actually cares because he's interested in the people who live here because that's his job. A father's job, his duty is to his family. An officer's duty is to his men. A president's duty is to his citizens. And he seems to be the only one who thinks that. And in his choice for vice president, J.D. Vance, he's made that really clear. J.D. Vance, I'll say this about him, is a thoroughly decent man, and I'll just admit it, a friend of mine, one of the very few politicians in Washington who actually is very close to his own wife, which is wonderful to see. and she's wonderful, actually.
What are you saying, Tucker?
But J.D. Vance has views that are closer to Trump's voters than anyone else in Washington in office. Therefore, he's the vice president. That's called democracy. So I will stop on just one point, and that is what's happened over the past month since the debate, and particularly on Saturday in Butler. I think a lot of people are wondering, what is this? This doesn't look like politics. Something bigger is going on here. I think even people who don't believe in God are beginning to think, well, maybe there's something to this, actually. And I'm starting to think it's going to be okay, actually. I do think that. In the day after the midterm elections in 2018, Antifa came to my house. The Democratic Party's militia, okay? I was at work. It was obvious when I was at work because it was public.
I forgot
My
about
wife was
that.
home alone. They tried to come in through the front door. They terrorized her. She hid in our pantry. It was on television. It was horrible, actually. It was, I mean, I'm not whining about it. I wasn't getting shot in the face, but it wrecked our day. And the next morning, we're lying in bed, and the phone rings for my wife, and it's Donald Trump, who's not like a regular text buddy of Donald Trump's. She picks it up, hello? Susie, it's Donald Trump. And it's coming through, I could hear it. You know, I'm lying in bed, whoa. And the first thing he says is, I'm gonna stand guard outside your house. And she goes, oh, it's so nice. And he says, I'll never forget this as long as I live. He says, you know, there's a lot of hate out there. And she said, you know, there is, Mr. President. And then he says, but there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. And we are seeing that love. I don't think it's human love. And I'll just stop with this. I'm not always convinced that I'm on the right side. I've been on the wrong side many times. You'll never hear me say, I'm on God's side, or God's with me, or even I'm with God. I want to be, not sure I am. But I will say this unequivocally and conclusively. God is among us right now. And I think that's enough. God bless you.
Ladies and
Not
gentlemen,
bad, quick.
please welcome Golf General Manager, Trump National Doral, Carrie Tomasco Ruiz.
That's pretty good.
I'm not sure how I follow Tucker,
Yeah. Good luck.
but I'm going to give it a go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Ruiz, and like some people on this stage this evening, I am not a politician. I am not a public figure. I'm a mom of 3 and a woman of faith who's been fortunate to work side by side with Donald Trump and his amazing family. "12 years ago, the Trump Organization purchased the iconic Doral Golf Resort after so many companies tried and failed to create a world-class golf experience, all while turning a profit. With his keen eye for business and uncanny ability to make things better, Donald Trump got to work. He poured hundreds of millions of dollars and his own sweat and tears into the property. He had a hand in virtually everything, and no detail was too small. He didn't just change the carpet or apply a fresh coat of paint. He stripped this legendary resort to its core and rebuilt it the right way. He did the hardest things to make it great again. He also built up the resort's people. Thank you, boss. He empowered us. He listened to us, all of us.
Yeah, this is a
and
golf
he still
manager.
does. No matter your role, he asks questions. He wants different opinions.
Yeah.
He never demands more of us than he is willing to give. He is as generous as he is brave. And to those who work for him, he provides unwavering support. When he promoted me to the resort's golf general manager position,
We bring back a
it
round
was
of
an
applause. I missed
out-of-the-box
that.
choice
Whoa.
in a historically male-dominated industry.
Oh,
I am not a
Republican
golf
DEI. Here we go.
I cannot break 90
So quick.
yet,
It's just so quick.
but none of that mattered to
First
President
female.
Trump. He looks
First female
at things
ever.
differently. He welcomes the unconventional, and I am proud to be among the countless women he's promoted to leadership positions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I didn't know women could do that. That's new to me.
I might add, he did it all while no one was looking.
I'm
The
gonna
simple
come.
truth is, no one can match President Trump's vision
True.
and unrelenting drive to make things better.
Great again. You were close.
Is it by that much? So gross.
He did it at Doral. He did it as president.
Mm-hmm.
He will do it again. May God continue to bless President Trump, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Everybody, round of applause. You better do it at home. Do it at home.
This is the final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country.
Ooh, I like this
We
ad.
will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
That might have been my favorite ad he's done. That was epic. Let's check on other channels, see how they're doing.
God bless the USA. Number one, when did you first meet Donald Trump?
Well, actually, my wife, Kim, who's over on my left here, she worked for Donald Trump with the Miss Universe organization. Well, she was a Miss Tennessee USA.
That's your wife?
And she directs Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi for Miss USA still.
Good for you,
When
man.
Donald Trump took the presidency, he had to sell Miss Universe. So that's the first time I met him was during that time. And so we've been married 32 years.
He
so
gave up.
it's quite a while ago.
Donald gave up Miss Universe for all of us. That should be a campaign
Of course,
slogan.
I heard it on TV. And
He gave up Miss Universe for us, for me, for you.
God bless
I was
you.
going to say, if I...
He laid Miss Universe down for ours. Country.
I'm actually having the Ronald Reagan cufflinks on right now.
He's rich. Oh.
Did you think that 40 years later, after Ronald Reagan, you'd be the one introducing the President of the United States, the former president, and the man
No
that
chance.
wants to be the president again? When he walked out on Monday night, the first time publicly after being shot of an attempted assassination, you were the one that introduced him to the arena. What was that moment like up there as you played with the band?
He requested that. Actually, we didn't know he was going to come to the RNC at all after the shooting. But when he told our camp, he said, I want Lee in there Monday.
Okay, let's find out what's going on in other channels.
Get on the podium
ABC.
and talk about false claims about the 2020 election and things of that nature. So the reason why we're talking about those Tucker comments is the sheer fact that he was one of the few, if frankly one of the only people to get up on that stage in any noteworthy way and repeat something that Trump, really prior to Saturday, used to repeat frequently over and over again on the campaign trail.
And of course, there's no proof of a stolen election.
Guys, let's not take this lightly either. Kamala. She is our leader. She will be the president-elect, president running. This is her today, just bringing the fire so everyone can hear. Let's go.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
One more time, Kamala.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
We too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
I'm gonna come.
Me too. She's gonna be great. Make Kamala one more time for the folks in the back.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
We too busy watching what you doing to hear what you saying. Okay, yeah, we got another bingo. Why people dancing? Wacky whites dancing. Yes. Dude, we're getting so close to a bingo. This is getting ridiculous. So fucking.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Advocate for Safe Schools, Annette Albright from North Carolina.
Just so you know, every time I take myself off screen, I'm taking a bite of my dinner. I don't want you to see me chewing. That's disgusting.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Annette Albright. I grew up in the small town of Mount Airy, North Carolina. North Carolina! Like my parents and my grandparents, I was a lifelong member of the Democrat Party. Don't worry, the story gets better from here.
Thank God. If it ended, I would have been so mad.
After completing a degree in criminal justice, I started a career working with the North Carolina Department of Corrections. I left my job in the criminal justice system to work for Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District, to engage our youth before they got stuck in the system. It didn't take long for me to realize that public schools are a part of the problem. Sadly, too many of our schools are more like prisons than places of learning. That must change.
Make it change, baby.
In one public high school, I witnessed a full-blown riot. I saw many violent altercations between students and physical attacks on staff. During my 14 years working with the Department of Public Safety, offenders never laid a hand on me. Yet, I was violently assaulted by a group of students
What's up, Willie?
in a public high school.
Dang. That's wild.
The uptick in school violence was related to an Obama-Biden policy that directed schools to reduce suspension rates and keep dangerous students in the classroom. President Trump reversed the Obama policy and put the safety of our kids first.
That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my.
Violence on public school campuses should not be a Democrat issue. It should not be a Republican issue. It is an American people issue.
But that's where we're at right now. Now it's like a Republican platform. We want law and order. We're back to that.
Sadly, I've repeatedly seen that the Democrat Party cares more about appeasing the teachers union than they do about prioritizing the needs of our kids. They champion safe spaces instead of safe schools. This is completely wrong.
Amen, sister.
Little by little, I began to see the truth. While Democrats spend more money on a broken system, Republicans are empowering parents and fighting for school choice.
Round of applause. Everyone do it at home. Round of applause. That's what we do here.
While Democrats think school resource officers are a threat to our students,
Unreal.
Republicans know that they protect our kids.
That's right.
While Democrats won't admit that our schools are failing, Republicans will fix the system and make our schools safe. That's why this year, for the first time in my life,
Say it.
I am registered as a Republican.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
And in November, I will proudly cast my vote for Donald J. Trump.
Go ahead, girl.
Only together we can make America's schools great again.
Nice.
Thank you, and God bless America.
You're welcome. Let me check some of your chats. Yeah, school. Skip school as a kid. School's a hellscape now. Yeah, of course it is. Now discipline is just putting them back in the classroom. Well, you know, the thing to do that would make the kid really mad is just to put him back in the classroom. It's like teachers are just over it. BCal says too many students act like thugs and make it difficult for kids that want to learn and have no respect for the teachers. Oh, well, respect is totally gone. I mean, when I was working in schools, those middle school kids were bad, man. They were just a-holes. And then the worst part is that you would tell parents about how their children are acting, and parents would look at you like, what do you want me to do about it? You know, like, that's your problem. You're like, what? You mean you don't actually care about what your kid is doing? You don't want to be involved in your kid's life? They're like, no, that's why I give him to you. It's crazy. Sparkle says, I've been doing the round of applause. Thank you. We need to bring back round of applause. I'm single-handedly doing it. And teachers unions. Yeah. It's amazing how many teachers that inappropriately do stuff with children just go to a different school district and they get a job immediately. It's ridiculous. You guys don't even know this song like I do. Little girl. Free lunch and free breakfast on us? Thank you, BKL. Send your super chats in. 38 special. Check in on our bingo selection. Getting pretty close. I've been really waiting for a really over-the-top one. But when I say hot, I don't mean necessarily hot. I kind of mean like too much makeup for the hot MAGA babe. Excited about you. I'm gonna see Donald Trump dance. I want to see this whole card fill up. I want to see it. Okay, back. Little girl, you're the one who's coming around me. So little girl. Wait, have you guys seen the Democrats are using Republican language now for their own campaign stuff? It's incredible. Look at this. This is for this is Democrats. Remember when this was called racism?
So yes, this November we're going to make America great again.
Okay, so we're allowed to say it now. I thought that was racist. You mean politics is full of crap? Oh no. I thought I was supposed to put believe every word. Guys in the chat, tell me if you know who this is rolling away late last night from a bar. Tell me if you know who this is. Put your guesses in. Who is this? Who is rolling away in the bar? Who is that? Put in the chat. Who do you think is rolling away with the woman of his dreams last night? Who are we working with here? One more time, one more close up. Who is that? Who is rolling away? And can you imagine being rolled away like that after a night out with your boy? Why won't any man pick me up and roll me away? Unreal. Put in the chat, let me know who you think it is. We are MAGA, not them. They are commies. Yeah, they're freaking commies. Yeah. Little girl. Little girl. Nobody knew who rolled away, huh? All right. Little girl. Crenshaw, no, close. It's Madison Hawthorne. Good old Madison. Rolling away with the biddy of his dreams. All right, let's see what else is going on. Oh, look at all these cheese hats.
President's life, but it has been jubilant. That the cheese indicates that is the delegation from Wisconsin, and I think we've got Tom Yamas down on the floor to give us a flavor. Tom, what are you seeing?
How are you doing tonight? I can tell you this is the most electric night so far. The energy level here has been through the roof for the last 3 or 4 hours, right?
You're not
People
supposed to
have
speak
been
positively.
on their feet dancing and singing. Over there, way over there in the Texas delegation, they've been waving their 10-gallon hats all over the place. People have their signs. And it's interesting, right? Because when you think about politically speaking, President Trump's career, former President Trump's career, in the beginning, they got a lot of knocks, right? Because essentially they said they didn't have a campaign. They've now done 3 conventions, right? 2 real ones, one virtual. This is the third one, by far the best so far. The reason why I say that, they've had no drama. They've been completely unified. Everything has gone as planned, and it is somewhat of a random convention. We're going to hear from people, as you mentioned, like Hulk Hogan, right? We're going to hear Kid Rock. We had Amber Rose earlier in the week.
Dude, I
but
can't
when you
wait for
talk
Hulk
to
Hogan.
Republicans,
I'm
they say
freaking
that
out.
is America, right? America is made up of a lot of different people. They wanted to show all those faces, and that the Republican tent is bigger. If that's true, we'll know in November. We don't know yet. They're going to have to convince a lot.
Yeah, duh. Okay, let's check on ABC. They're expert analysts.
That has crossed him, including Republicans, and saying that his campaign was about getting back at
Look at this man dancing.
But make no mistake, John, given what he went through on Saturday, and the
It's
country
true.
witnessed this,
That's what I
and
like
no one wishes
about
this
you.
of any candidate, regardless of their political affiliation, he must recognize that he has a unique...
God, boring. Can you imagine listening to that? Oh, Anna?
As Americans, I think that is the message that they were trying to send through those speeches.
So you still agree?
So, Anna, you want to have a drink later on?
I'm sure there are points of disagreement.
Do those invites extend to us? So we'll talk about this later. Anna, you have a pulse for where the Democrat base is right now. It looks like today Joe Biden has lost momentum for maintaining his spot atop the ticket. If he does stay, how will these same Democratic leaders who've been undermining him for the last month,
You guys in the chat, do you think Joe Biden will make it through the weekend?
Convention and say, well, actually, Biden is the guy? Is there even a...
Chat, come on. Will Biden actually bow out?
I'm going to do that super annoying thing that guests sometimes do where they don't answer your question.
Get her off the set. Get her off the set.
Dodge.
Instead, answer something that I think is actually a bigger problem for Biden should he choose to remain in the race. Biden has centered his campaign on
Mamala.
the idea that Donald Trump must be defeated because if he is not defeated, our democracy is on the line.
Amen.
Biden also happens to be the weakest possible candidate to run up against Donald Trump. The polls indicate that, which is why there is a full-blown panic in the Democratic Party. He can't run on Donald Trump being a threat to democracy while simultaneously remaining in the race, knowing that he is the weakest possible candidate to beat Donald Trump. I think that's a huge problem for the Democrats, and I don't know if they realize that this is a huge problem, but it's a huge problem.
So I'll put you on the spot again, and you can't say no answer.
BKL says MSNBC is showing January 6th footage. Dude, of course they are. Of course they are. You know that MSNBC is not even here at the RNC convention? They're doing what I'm doing. They're in their own studio with a green screen. Isn't that ridiculous? Why fake it? Why? It's so weird. Mamala, look at this. Mamala at the top right now. Mamala. It will be a Mamala and Dr. Jill Biden ticket. It's gonna be everybody's freaking nightmare, dude. I can't with these freaking AI videos, man. They're killing me, dude. Oh my God, we're ready for war. If Jill lets him, dude, Dr. Jill is already running the country. She's going to run again. Everyone thinks it's Obama whispering in Biden's ear. It's definitely Dr. Jill. I mean, she speaks at the G7 summit. What spouse of a president does that? Who doesn't not love the Ramones? Make sure you guys are live with me. Make sure to pull your bar all the way over to make sure you're live with me. Sometimes when you go click somebody's live stream, it doesn't necessarily go to the live spot, just so you're aware. Hey, South Carolina. Let's get a nice little breakdown. Drop a like on the video if you do not mind. Helps the algorithms out. If you're watching on Twitch, or Twitter or X, wouldn't mind a little retweet from you. I would greatly appreciate that. About you. We are the Ramones. Yeah. Whoa. Hey, look. Biden's co-chair is saying the rumors are false. Biden's co-chair.
Can you first talk to us about whether the reporting in the New York Times and in other outlets is correct that President Biden is considering stepping off of the Democratic ticket?
The New York Times reporting is absolutely wrong, and it's been consistently wrong. The president has said that he is running, and it's the end of the story. And so he was just out here in Nevada talking to the NAACP, and he is running his campaign along with the vice president.
Can you?
It's amazing how these people lie. They just say these things. And then when Joe Biden bows out, you can say, look, things changed. Things come about differently. Tell me on a food. Right. I do love this song. But let's see what else is going on in these other.
They're going to hear from their nominee for President Donald Trump in just a moment.
These other channels get the crowd a little better.
For the third time.
They say Joe and Obama don't like each other. I don't think they do either.
At any time, including Senator J.D. Vance and other members of.
Man, listen to this.
Here in Milwaukee would be about what the former.
God, their microphones are terrible.
Our veteran political director, but with a fancy new title, Chief Washington Bureau Chief. So, Rick, congratulations on that. Great to have you in that relatively new role. It's been a few weeks now. Thank you, Rick, for that. This race is very close.
Thank you, BKL, for hitting the like button.
More closely into the race, though, in the key battle.
Check on my wife. She's talking with Daily Wire.
Primary Florida was one of them.
Okay.
How responsible is the primarily left-leaning media for that reality, though, in the fact that they seem to have withheld a good deal of information about the actual state of Joe Biden's health?
Oh, certainly irresponsible coverage of what was happening on the Democratic side. But just very quickly, going back to the question I had for Larry earlier, what I was mostly referring to is the vitriol, right? Like statements like referring to your political opponents as vermin. That's all I'm saying. Like that kind of rhetoric does scare people.
What about the coverage, Larry, of Donald Trump
9 years of this man being referred to as Hitler, as a Nazi, as fascist, taking things he said out of context or lying about things he said. For example, the reason Joe Biden claimed he decided to run in 2020 was because of Charlottesville. That people came out,
said it was part of the
veins bulging, holding tiki torches, spouting racist bile. And then what did President Trump say?
I just love that everyone's talking about toning it down all the time now. Also, it says that no one is watching me, but yet you guys are chatting with me. I don't understand this app at all. I freaking hate the counters for some of these streams. So silly. I love the shit they put themselves in. I do too.
And this lie about his civil rights
President
record. He just now had an interview with BET and claimed that he did sit-in.
I'm telling you, President Harris is coming out. Kamala Harris will be she better be the nominee. If she's not, it's because they're racist. Because we were told over and over again, she is qualified, she's amazing, she's brilliant, she's a brilliant speaker. And if you just say anything otherwise, it's because you're racist. Yeah, you say, yeah, Sparkle says I'm here. I know you guys are chatting with me, but it said 0 watching. I'm just like, how are people chatting with me? It just doesn't make any, I don't understand. I don't believe, everything's fake news. This man. Hey, it's my sister. Shout out to the ginger community. Huge fans of gingers. Supporting gingers. Just share it to my bro. Hey, shout out to bros everywhere. Oh. My man. He's got an American bandage. He's got an American flag bandage. Yes. God. Oh, I love it. Dana White is supposed to introduce Trump tonight from the MMA. Yeah. Is it Dana White? It's not Hulk Hogan? Or is it Kid Rock? I don't know what the lineup is. I'm gonna look up the... Let's see. I'm looking up the lineup right now as we speak. It doesn't even have the lineup on here. Somebody find me the lineup, put it in the chat. You can find speaking lineup. I want the full breakdown. Maybe they're concealing it just to make you excited. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. What time is it there? It's 8:20 there. So next we have... we have Carrie Roots, then Hulk Hogan, then Anna Albright. We got Franklin Graham, then next, then Eric Trump, then Dana White, then Donald Trump. You're right. Here's the speaking lineup. Oh, great. Every time I share a new screen. There's the speaking lineup. So I think we're here. Hulk Hogan's coming up soon. Franklin Graham going to bring a message. Everyone's going to get saved afterwards. Eric Trump. Dana White will be fun. Then Donald Trump. Sweet. Sweet. Swing. Yeah, all these. End of time. Three little things. Okay, should we check on other stuff? Let's check out other stuff. I do like watching that stuff, though. Okay, I don't want to listen to them. Boring. What are they talking about?
Might be as bad as Joe Biden's. It's going to be a slam dunk. It will not be, for all the reasons that I mentioned. The media is going to resurrect her, and she'll now start being this.
Okay, this is obviously more fun. What's up, Joseph? No, I am on Rumble, Twitter, YouTube, and Kick. I know I'm not supposed to say the R word here. Oh yeah, we already had cheese hats. We're gonna have a hell yeah brother coming up. Can't wait for that. I want the whole thing filled. And also Twitch. I don't know if I'm on Twitch tonight. Did I am on Twitch. I never get anybody watch on Twitch. Woo. Finally. Do-do-do-do-do-do. these songs. This is like a concert.
As if they would.
Soul Man. Great song. What is everyone's thoughts on everything that's going on right now with the RNC convention? And tonight we have Hulk Hogan coming up next. I'm very excited about that. You're excited. I'm excited. We're excited together. I'm currently walking through Tokyo as we speak. Big things going on at the convention. Huge news. We got Franklin Graham coming up. We're all going to get saved. And Eric Trump. He's okay. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend. He's walking out. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm a soul man. You guys seen all the new videos of people wearing their earpieces on the side? Even tonight. Am I a Trump supporter? I'm voting for Trump. I don't know what's the difference. What's a Trump supporter in your eyes? I voted for Trump every single time. I'm a supporter of disruptors, and he is the disruptor I need. And that's pretty much all it is for me. What's up, Violet? Well, I made it home. Just sounds just in time. Good. Violet, you just made it home. Shout out to Rumble chat. You just made it home for Hulk Hogan coming up. Also, Donald Trump's granddaughter, she was amazing. I don't want Eric Trump. We don't want Eric Trump tonight. We want another grandson or something, a granddaughter. That was way more fun. I already know what I'm getting with these other people. Some people vote for Trump. Some people vote for his ideology. I don't agree with everything, but I like a lot of what he says. I don't worship politicians. I'm not one of those people. I'm not like a ride or die, no matter what type of person. Very big, pretty populist, but oh my God. Oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so freaking popped up. Hell yeah, brother. This song. Fence Romans and countrymen, lend me your ear. Hell yeah, brother. Yes. It's the best day of my life. I thought the guy taking a flag was a character.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You know something? When I came here tonight, there was so much energy in this room. I felt maybe I was in Madison Square Garden getting ready to win another world title. Or maybe I thought the vibe was so intense. The energy was so crazy, it felt like maybe I was gonna press that no-good, stinky giant over my head and slam him through the mat, brother. But what I found out was I was in a room full of real Americans, brother.
Hey, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Willie.
With our leader up there,
We are MAGA.
My hero, that gladiator, we're gonna bring America back together. One real American at a time, brother.
Brother. He's been contractually contracted to say brother 100 times.
You know something? I've seen some great tag teams in my time. Hulk Hogan and ooh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage. But you know something? I see the greatest tag team of my life standing upon us, getting ready to straighten this country out for all the real Americans.
Oh yeah.
You know, even though you guys are real Americans, you better get ready. Because when Donald J. Trump becomes the President of the United States, all the real Americans are going to be nicknamed Trumpites. Because all the Trumpites are going to be running wild for 4 years. So with the power of Donald J. Trump and all the Trumpites running wild, America is going to get back on track. And like Donald J. Trump said, America is going to be great again.
This is so amazing. This is the best day of my life.
You know, when I look out and I see all the real Americans, I think about how Donald Trump, his family was compromised.
Yeah.
When I look out there and I see Donald Trump, I think about how his business was compromised.
Yeah.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero?
Oh, rip the shirt, yes.
And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Oh my. Oh my God, this is so amazing. Imagine the Democrat convention trying to do this. No chance. Brother.
You know something, Trumpites?
Trumpites.
I didn't come here as Hulk Hogan, but I just had to give you a little taste.
Yeah, let's go.
You know, my name is Terry Bollea.
What?
And as an entertainer, I love you too.
Oh.
And as an entertainer, I tried to stay out of politics. But after everything that's happened to our country over the past 4 years, and everything that happened last weekend, I can no longer stay silent.
Round of applause, everyone do it at home.
I'm here tonight because I want the world to know that Donald Trump is a real American hero.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to support my hero as the next president of this United States. You know, guys, I've known Donald Trump for over 35 years. You know, hold on a second, hold on. I just had a flashback.
Uh-oh.
I just had a
PTSD.
flashback, man. This is really tripping. You know, the last time I was up on stage, Donald Trump was sitting at ringside at the Trump Plaza. I was bleeding like a pig, and I won the world title right in front of Donald J. Trump. And you know something? He's going to win in November, and we're all going to be champions again when he wins.
I'm going to come.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've known that man for over 35 years. And he's always been the biggest patriot, and he still is.
Yeah.
He's always told you exactly what he thought, and he still does, brother. And no matter the odds, he always finds a way to win.
Yeah.
And when he's back in our White House, America is going to start winning again.
This is the best.
You know, guys, over my career, I've been in the ring with some of the biggest, some of the baddest dudes on the planet. And I've squared off against warriors, ooh yeah, savages. And I've even, like I said, body slammed giants in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And I know tough guys. But let me tell you something, brother. Donald Trump is the toughest of them all.
Yeah.
They've thrown everything at Donald Trump. All the investigations, the impeachments, the court cases, and he's still standing and kicking their butts. You know, we never had it better than the Trump years. Back then, we had a thriving economy. We had strong borders. We had safe streets. We had peace and respect around the world. But then we lost it all in a blink of an eye. Crime is out of control. The border is out of control. The price of food and gas and housing is out of control.
No, damn
And the
it.
only person who can clean this up is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, guys, I really, really love this country. And I've lived the American dream. And I want my kids, your kids, and all those little teeny Hulkamaniacs out there to live the American dream too.
Yeah.
This November, guys, we can save the American dream for everyone. And Donald Trump is the president who will get the job done. So all you criminals, all you lowlifes, all you scumbags, all you drug dealers, and all you crooked politicians need to answer one question, brother.
Tell us.
What you gonna do when Donald Trump and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you, brother? God bless you, and thank you.
That was amazing. Somebody come out and just take him, and then he takes him out. That would be the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president and CEO of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association
All I can
and
think about was
president of
this the
Samaritans
entire time.
First, the Reverend Franklin Graham.
All I could think about was this moment right here.
This is the WWE. Donald Trump may have to get his hand dirty. May have to cross and get involved here. Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Oh, my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump!
Never forget, dude. That was the best. Thanks so much for the $10 super chat, Willie. I really appreciate you, my
But
guy.
I stand here tonight as a private citizen who loves this country. I've been asked to say a few words and then to pray, and we're going to do that. Last Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, President Trump had a near-death experience. No question. But God spared his life. And when we go through those experiences, it changes us. It can cause us to examine our lives and to reevaluate our priorities, as you should. When President Trump rose from that platform, he rose with his fist raised in strength showing America his unshakable resolve to fight for them in this nation.
What a drastic difference. Who came up with this list of speakers? I want Hulk Hogan, and then I want Franklin Graham.
I cannot explain why God would save one life and allow another one to be taken. I don't have the answer for that. But one thing I do know is that God loves us, and he wants us to be with him in heaven one day. And that's through faith in his son, Jesus Christ. You see, the Bible says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shouldn't perish but should have everlasting life.
Yeah.
For as long as I've known President Trump, I've found him to be a man of his word. Things that he said he'll do, he did. When he told me and our country in 2016 that he was going to appoint conservative justices, guess what? He did. In 2016, he said he would defend religious liberty. And guess what? He did. In 2019, I was with him at the United Nations when the first president of history of this country stood there to advocate for religious liberty worldwide. When American citizen and Pastor Andrew Brunson was being held in a Turkish jail on false accusations, President Trump demanded that he be released. And he applied economic pressure and sanctions until they did that.
Willie says your mom likes Franklin Graham? Yeah, Franklin's the man. I mean, his dad's the man.
I'm grateful and thankful for what he did as a 45th president of the United States. And I know that as the 47th president, he will keep his word to the American people to make America great once again. It's an honor for me to be asked to pray for Donald Trump this evening. And so what I'd like to do, I'd like us to pray, but I'd like us all to stand as we call upon the name of the God of heaven.
You don't want me to stand. It won't be a good look.
Our Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening with grateful hearts. Thank you for saving the life of President Donald J. Trump. In his own words, it was you and you alone who saved him. We pray for the others that were injured on Saturday, for the family who lost their loved one. Put your loving arms around them. Comfort them, and may they sense your presence. We stand before you tonight. We say thank you for the provisions you have given to the United States of America. You have blessed this country more than any country in the world. Sadly, as a nation, we have forgotten who is responsible for all the freedoms, the liberties, and the bounty that we enjoy. It has all come for you. Thank you. This evening, our nation is in trouble. We're divided politically, racially, economically, with millions of people seeking refuge and hope in our dry and thirsty land. You're the only one who can fix the complexity of the problems that we face today. We pray for President Trump, that you would give him wisdom, strength, and a clear vision for the future of this nation and the task that is at hand. Continue to protect him from his enemies. I pray that you would surround him with men and women who will give him sound counsel and guidance. We pray for Melania, for Barron, and for all the President Trump's children and grandchildren. We pray for Senator J.D. Vance, his wife Ulsa, along with their young family. We're thankful for his strong stand for defending life. As your word instructs, we also pray for the leaders of our nation, whether they're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. We know that all authority comes from you. You are a great God, and we ask that if it be thy will, that you will make America great once again. And we ask that you'll unite our hearts, bring us together, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we pray this in the mighty name of my Lord and Savior,
let's go,
Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Amen.
My man. It's nice to hear somebody actually say the word Jesus.
Emotional damage.
Is this the gospel got chills? Yeah. Dude, Franklin Graham's just like his dad. He's going to say the gospel at every moment. I mean, super convicting. It's amazing. Eric just needs a D in front of the name. Hulk Hogan performed like I expected. He's a showman. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was amazing.
Good evening, America. Eight years ago, my father sat our family down. He spoke of a nation in decline, of dreams slipping away, of a future endangered by failed leadership and broken promises. It was in that moment I knew my father had made a decision that would forever change our lives. We realized he had chosen to step into the arena, to fight for the soul of America. He decided to leave behind the comforts of an unbelievable business empire, to leave behind everything he had ever built, to answer the call to serve our nation. Unlike his predecessor, it was not a decision born out of necessity. Unlike the current president, it was not a decision that would enrich his family. Rather, it was a decision made out of love for this country and a deep concern for America's future. My father was clear it would not be easy, that there would be a huge price to pay, and that the attacks would be vicious. Looking back, that was an understatement. The made-up Russia hoax, the sham impeachments, the efforts to destroy an unbelievable company, a company that I run today, the efforts to cancel us, to silence him, to gag his free speech, and to drag him through every radical left courthouse in America, to take his life. Yet through it all, he's shown unwavering courage and determination, not just in public, but in every private conversation with me and our family. He stood tall, fueled not by personal ambition, but by a profound love for this country and a love for all of you, the American people. That man is my father. That man is the 45th president and soon to be 47th president of the United States. That man is Donald J. Trump.
There's Laura. That's my man. He's doing it.
Each time I've stood on this stage, America has been at a dire crossroads. In 2016, many people began to doubt the promise of America. Our economy was struggling, jobs were scarce, our standing on the world stage was weak at best. Veterans were forgotten, our military was in shambles, our educational system was broken, ranked 30th in the world. He could no longer tolerate an inept administration that handed $150 billion to Iran, a country that chants death to America, or witness the continued attacks on our Constitution and our religious liberty, or see the disrespect shown to our unbelievable law enforcement officers who are being disarmed, defunded, and persecuted each and every day. He could no longer stand to see words like Christmas stripped from public use or the Pledge of Allegiance removed from our schools. But my father saw potential where others saw despair. Donald Trump built the New York City skyline. He did so during a time when businesses were turning away from the city he loved. Crime was rampant. The streets were dirty. But he had the Midas touch, and he turned those streets and neighborhoods into gold. He faced every challenge with tremendous vision and grit. As he did during the 2016 election, he rolled up his sleeves. He remained unapologetic. He did not care to be politically correct.
Am I the only one that is like Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump is kind of boring? Maybe it's just a nepotism thing. I hate nepotism. It's one of my least favorite things in the whole world. But
American dream. Under my father's lead,
like bring back Hulk Hogan.
He climbed to record heights.
I don't know.
Jobs were created at an unthinkable pace.
It's good, but
Unemployment reached historic lows across all demographics.
Maybe I'm on left.
Wage growth soared. He cut taxes for hardworking families and businesses. He slashed regulations. We saw the greatest 401k increase in American history. People bought their first homes in an environment that saw 2 to 3% interest rates. They started their families. My father made the United States energy independent with the lowest gas prices in decades. My father made the United States safe. Our borders were closed. There was peace in the Middle East. Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, the terrorists were dead. My father made the United States respected again, with the courage to walk into countries like North Korea, with the courage to impose tariffs on China, and with the courage to tear up trade deals that cost Americans their jobs. He brought manufacturing back to America. Small businesses flourished. He did what he promised. He put America first. We were winning. Donald Trump made America great again.
I went to Killer T-Cell. Killer T-Cell says, it's just too in line with campaign speeches. Tell us how Trump disciplined you or something. Yeah. Give us some inside. Give some insight of growing up with Daddy Trump.
A movement that cast a bright light on the institutions weaponized against the American people. You see it in our schools. God bless the moms who fought back. You see it in your workplace. You see it on every news station, in every newspaper. You see it in the military. The most iconic military installations on planet Earth are stripped of their identity and renamed. Fort Bragg, Benning, Fort Hood. You see it in Hollywood. You see it in our two-tier judicial system. They don't even hide it anymore. My father has been censored. The former president ripped off to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook while terrorist organizations remain intact. My father has been persecuted, targeted by far-left Democrats, funded by special interest groups, and hand-picked judges. My father has been pulled off the ballots of states, radical justices attempting to defy the will of millions of Americans who adore who he is and what he stands for. My father even became the target of an assassin who almost killed America's single greatest hope for our future. The swamp is terrified of this incredible movement. They're terrified of it. They're terrified of you and the tens of millions of people watching us on TV right now. They've tried everything to keep him from you, everything, to destroy his legacy, to destroy his family. They have failed, and they will not win.
Yeah. USA, USA.
I love my Florida delegation right here. Thank you, guys. My father stands before you with the most votes of any Republican candidate in the history of our nation. He has defied the predictions of every political pundit. He fills stadiums across our country. He energizes Americans to the issues facing this nation and does so with unvarnished honesty. He is not a threat to democracy. He is a threat to those who despise our republic, many whom are bought and sold, bribed and coerced, people who have never signed the front of a check and who have been dependent on the government their entire adult lives. Today, as it was in 2016, America's at that crossroads again. Energy prices are soaring. Interest rates are crippling. Everything is unaffordable. The U.S. dollar has been diminished. Inflation has made it impossible for Americans to live, to save for their future. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Our border is out of control. Millions are dead and displaced in Russia and Ukraine, a war that has no end and a war that we are funding. The Middle East has become a hornet's nest. Our greatest ally, Israel, totally under siege. Fentanyl is killing our youth and destroying families, while the current administration stands idly by, hoping their inaction will import illegal votes. Crime terrorizes our cities and our suburbs as far-left policies handcuff police. Male athletes, guys my height, 6'5", are swimming in women's sports. Destroying the dreams of young girls who have trained every minute of their lives. We no longer trust our elections. We no longer trust our judicial system. And we no longer believe that our government is working in our best interest.
True. This is a long speech.
In spite of where we are today as a nation, I'd like to speak to every American.
Every American.
To the homeless veteran sleeping under a bridge as illegal immigrants are housed in the most expensive hotels in New York.
Joby is going to get let go on Friday.
I'm sorry. We know it's wrong, and we will fix it.
Yeah, he did kind of
to the single mother who can no longer afford her rent, afford groceries, and has been forced to work 3 jobs. I'm sorry. It does not have to be this way. To the parents who lost a son or daughter to fentanyl, including the incredible woman that spoke the other night.
He's 6'5".
While an administration does absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. Your government can do so much better, and it will. To the children who are being brainwashed instead of learning the fundamentals in school, I'm sorry. There are teachers who care, and my father will empower them.
Not if the teachers union has anything to say.
To the law enforcement officers, our brave border patrol, Secret Service agents who work every single day to protect our communities, knowing damn well that the system will throw you under the bus, I'm sorry. We will stand behind you.
I like the, whoever came up with the I'm sorries. That's a pretty good line. It's very preaching. He's being repetitive, so he's going to remember that.
To commuters often petrified to take a bus, take a train, or walk the streets in cities across our nation, I'm sorry. That man right there will fix this.
A preacher helped him with this. That is...
To the construction workers, to the middle-class families, to the families with children with disabilities, families who can no longer afford medical benefits or to take a vacation, I'm sorry.
Nice.
We will make America great again.
Okay. He's starting to change my mind. He's getting better. I like the I'm sorries.
And to my father, who has been ruthlessly silenced, slandered, and attacked by a corrupt administration, I'm sorry. We know, and America knows, that they're not just after you, they're after all of us, and you just happen to be standing in their way. To all Americans watching tonight, the greatest retribution will be our success. Success not just for ourselves, but for our grandchildren and our children. Under President Donald J. Trump, the swamp will be drained. America will be respected. Our cities will be safe. Our streets will be clean. And our border will once again be secure.
Will be secure. I don't like that.
We will have peace. We will have prosperity. Your hard-earned tax dollars will enrich a better America, not be squandered in corrupt foreign nations.
Yeah.
Education will be handed back to the states.
Yeah.
We will no longer be 30th in the world. We will be first. Our children will understand family, our children will have values, and our children will love God. Our country will prioritize free speech, respect freedom of religion, and honor our Constitution.
The I'm sorry's was the best part. He should have stopped there. That should have been his crescendo. Now it's kind of dragging out.
As his son, I've never been more proud of a person in my life. A man who has defied all odds more than once. A man who believed in the promise of America when others turned away. A man who saw a nation in need of a champion and answered that call with unwavering determination and courage. A man who survived a bullet that was intended to eliminate him permanently from our future and from our family. Never have I been more proud to be a Trump. Never have I been more proud to stand by my father's side. I remain incredibly honored to be part of this journey, a journey with all of you. A journey to save the greatest country on earth. A journey with the most incredible people I have ever met.
I have ever met.
Dad, 5 days ago, Laura, Luke, Carolina, and I held our breath as we saw blood pour across your face. By the grace of God, divine intervention, and your guardian angels above, you survived. You are the greatest fighter I have ever seen. You are strong, you are full of life, and you are unapologetic. Your optimism is contagious. Your backbone is unbreakable. Your conviction to fight for what is right and against all that is wrong is truly next level. The whole world saw your strength as you stood up. You wiped the blood off your face, and you put your fist in the air in a moment that will be remembered as one of the most courageous acts in the history of American politics. You shouted, "Fight! Fight! Fight!"
Don't clap into the mic, Eric. That's so loud in my ears.
I'm honored to be your son. I'm honored to speak to our great nation tonight. You are a true leader. You epitomize strength. Our country loves you. Our country appreciates you. Our country misses you. And on November 5th, our country will re-elect you as the 47th President of the United States of America.
That's gotta be it, right?
Good night, Milwaukee.
Good. Nice.
God bless you all.
You want to see something crazy? Look at this. This is Van Jones on CNN.
So that's why people are so mad about it.
We are like minutes away from Hulk Hogan, Dana White, and Donald J.
All right, who do they want to run against?
This spirit that this guy has, you guys think this because he's drunk? He's not. This whole thing is like this. And hey guys, the last time I was commissioned that felt like this was Obama 2008. There's something happening where... And just like Obama, Trump is showing in this convention he has the capacity to alter the composition of the electorate.
Uh-oh. Obama 2008, it's happening. They can't handle it. Eric Trump, I apologize for saying that you wouldn't be able to speak very well. You got better as time went. You should have stopped with the I'm sorry part. The I'm sorry part was so good. And then you just, I don't know what happened. The I'm sorry. To the firefighters who are out there trying to struggle and make, like, that was, yeah, there was like echoes in that clip. I bet there'll be a better clip. I'll look for that clip. Freaking bug, dude, I got you, boy. Can't take the southerner out of me. Van Jones basically said that this convention is the same energy as Obama in 2008. That there is something in the air that he can't put a finger on, and it's awesome and fun. That's Van Jones, dude. So it's a psyop to get Trump voters to not go vote. Make sure to go vote, by the way. What the heck? Make sure to vote. Don't phone in this election time just because you think he's gonna win because he got shot. If he ended with, "I'm sorry, it's not okay, we will fix it, walk away." And that's what I think. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Killer. That would have been sick. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. You experienced this. I'm sorry. We are going to fix it. Boom. Done. Out. That would have been perfect. Somebody contact Eric. Tell him I'll edit his speeches. Tell them I'll edit it. Oh, look at this. Melania is in the building. See that, Democrats? She does come with Donald to places. I don't have to write a story about it. Every time I saw Donald Trump closing his eyes during the prayers, I'm like, here we go again. Those dumb leftists and libtards are going to write entire narratives and stories about how he's fallen asleep. Sparkle says, my bro kept saying, yes, we can, but for Republicans. Yes, we can. I like that. Not fresh. Let's see what they're talking
As
about.
a grandfather, and it seems like that's the kind of...
Hot MAGA babes check. Yeah, I got that one checked. Good call. I just checked it. Boom. Donald Trump better freaking dance. or I'm gonna lose it. I want to see his moves. Guys, if you're watching on live, if you don't mind dropping a like on the video, if you're watching, we have some people on all different platforms. I would greatly appreciate it. Dana White is coming next, and then we have the DJT himself. Just so you're aware, Dana White next, DJT after that. Okay, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next First Lady of the United States.
Oh, I guess we got Melania
Mrs.
first.
Melania Trump.
This music. I'm gonna start crying. It's beautiful. What is this? Gorgeous.
I'm gonna come.
This music is copyrighted, by the way. Somebody's gonna sue me for using it.
In a world more like this.
This is a story
Donald
as
Trump.
uniquely American as the ideals and freedoms we all cherish. A story of a life dedicated to dreaming big. A story about giving back to the people in his beloved city. But most of all, this is a story about putting his country first. And it's a story best told in pictures. Young and confident, Donald Trump wasn't afraid to think big and build even bigger.
I'm gonna
And
come.
he left his mark on the New York skyline that greeted visitors from around the world. But he wasn't just an American entrepreneur. He became a folk hero. Celebrities and sports stars wanted to be seen with him. Politicians sought his approval. And New Yorkers just loved him. And he loved them back. And he gave back. Just one example, saving the Woolman skating rink.
The Woolman Skating Rink in Central Park is open again. The city spent nearly 6 years and $12 million trying to fix it. And then to the rescue, developer Donald Trump. As Tracy Egan tells us now, he accomplished in 3.5 months what the city couldn't do in 6 years.
Donald, you performed a great public service.
There was no denying that Donald Trump was the toast of the town. But he was also something even more important, a patriotic American. And like many others, he was becoming increasingly troubled by the direction of our country.
Because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off.
But who would ever run for president and leave such a glamorous life? Appearances in movies, best-selling books, a widely popular TV
Easily
show.
his best role.
But for Donald J. Trump, the calling to save his country was even stronger. The mission, more important. The number of Americans being left behind, too large. And so, in Donald Trump fashion, he announced he was running for president, in it to win. And he did.
From his first day in office, the Washington
is this like a
politicians
Disney movie?
learned something about President Trump. He's not afraid to fight for what he believes in.
Yeah.
They call that having the courage of your convictions. First up, the Trump tax cuts, largest in America's history, and it led to higher take-home pay.
I feel like I'm watching like a Civil War documentary. Trump 2024, baby.
Today, taxes are up and incomes down. The politicians just never learn.
Kamala Harris sucks.
Next for President Trump, secure our border.
Secure
Check.
our border. Check.
Miles and miles of wall built. ISIS and other terrorists deterred. But now, we have the Barney Fife of border security.
Barney
leading
Fife?
to a quarter
Is
of
that
a
an
million
old person
Americans dead
Barney
from
Fife?
fentanyl coming in.
Oh my God.
Brutal
Barney-
migrant crime spreading across America.
Barney Fife.
And ISIS, now here. President Trump promised he'd keep America out of endless wars. Welcome words to the families of our young men and women who serve. And another promise kept. He started by strengthening our military, then traveled the world, meeting with our allies,
Idiots
and
alike.
even with our main adversaries.
Who just had a stroke.
Just so they understood that America's strength and resolve was back. Because that's what a strong commander-in-chief does.
This
And
is
it
so
led
epic.
to a stable world at peace and our troops safe. Today,
I swear that was like a Disney ride.
a different story. Our enemies smelled weakness.
Blood.
Then set the world on fire.
it
Putin
Russia?
saw it, then invaded Ukraine. Hamas saw it, then started a war in the Middle East.
I'm gonna keep fighting.
There's one more thing we've learned about President Trump. He believes so strongly in America, so optimistic for our possibilities, and so committed to fighting to once again make our country great, that there is nothing that is going to stop him.
Not bad. That was a long commercial.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kid Rock.
Yes.
Bow with the bow to bang to bang.
Do it.
My name is Kid.
What up, America? If you're ready for President Trump to take the stage, I need everybody to stand up. I need everybody to put a fist up in the air. Everybody, get a fist up in the air. Now follow me. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight. Cause somebody scream.
Somebody scream.
The devil without a cause. I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of stroll, straight rock and roll. No Rogaine in the propane flow. The chosen one, I'm the living proof with the gift of gab from the city of truth. You know I jab, stab, and knock critics back.
said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times. Still,
I've heard the song, it's so long.
I guess because only God knows why. They call me cowboy. I'm the singer of black. Throw a fist in the air. Let me see where you at. Say fight, fight. Say fight, fight.
Show Donald Trump dancing now.
Say fight.
I need to get that.
I say Trump, Trump. I like AC/DC and ZZ Top. Bocephus beasties and the kings of rock. Skinner, Seeger, Lipcorn, the Stones. David Attenco and the No-Show Jones. Yeah, pass that bottle around. Got the rock from Detroit, the soul from Motown. The underground, straight Detroit pimp. With tracks to Mac and slap back to back. Never gain obey, I don't play with ass. Well, watch me rock with Liberace Flash. Punk rock the Clash, boy bands are trash. I like Johnny Cash and Grandmaster Flash. Flash, 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 Flash. Oh, they call me cowboy. I'm a singer of black. Throw a fist in the air. Let me see where you're at. Say
I miss Kid Rock's sidekick too. That little short person.
Say fight, fight. I say Trump, Trump.
That person.
Watch me, kid. You can roll with rock, or you can. I'm the ultimate. I'm like Amazing Grace. I'm on rock and roll. Let me rock this place. All super fly. Living double wide. Psychom fly. The big dot to ride. Bill Shack to share. Bringing flash to flare. Like a long hair swinging middle finger in the air. Snakeskin boots, 65 Chevelle. See me ride and sit and hit a rebel yell. I won't live to tell. So if you do, rock for freedom and rock for truth. Who knew I'd blow like Oklahoma, Florida, Georgia, Arizona? Smell the aroma and check my hits. I know it stinks in here, cause Trump's the They call me cowboy, I'm a singer with black. Throw a fist in the air, let me see where you're at. Say Trump, Trump. Say Trump, Trump. Say Trump, Trump. Say Trump, Trump. I need to hear you louder than that. One more time. I'm a cowboy, badass and black. You say Trump, Trump. From side to side, from front to back. Come on, Trump, Trump. I put Detroit City back on the map. We say Trump, Trump. Kid Rock's in the house. This is where I'm at. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the most patriotic American badass on earth, President Donald J. Trump. But first, another American badass, my brother, Dana White. God bless America.
What the heck? Dude, I'm just thinking, like, I imagine telling your family in like early 90s that the RNC convention is going to be absolutely rocking. Like, do you think the Democratic convention is going to be at any point at anywhere close to the scale of this? No chance. No freaking chance. This is like concert after concert. It was amazing. Hey. Dude, that was so epic. I don't even know what to think right now. I feel like my face just got melted off from being rocked to death. What is everyone's thoughts on Kid Rock? I do also miss the sidekick. The little guy, Joey C or Joey or whatever his name was. What's his name? This guy. It's like a kid, but not a kid. It's just like, would always rap. That guy was epic. Dems will do Zoom. They will do Zoom. What if they did? Due to Joe Biden having COVID, we will actually be doing Zoom this upcoming convention. For your safety.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dana White. I am the CEO and president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
I'm gonna come.
So 2 weeks ago, I got a call from President Trump asking me if I'd be willing to speak tonight. As usual, there was no pressure, no demands. He asked me as a friend, and of course I said yes. Then, after I accepted his offer, he sent me a text message, and I just want to read to you a little piece of what President Trump wrote to me.
You didn't ask.
Dana, I'm so honored that you will be doing the introduction at the National Republican Convention. Think of it as the biggest fight you ever had, a fight for our country and even the world. I only wish you didn't have to interrupt your family trip, but I hope they understand they love you and they know how important this is. Now think about this. This man's running for president of the United States. He's fighting for the future of this country, and he's concerned about interrupting my family trip. That's the President Trump that I know, a man who truly cares about people.
Gotta go on your
The
trips.
mainstream media likes to push the narrative that he doesn't care about anyone but himself. I absolutely know that's not the truth because I've been friends with this guy for 25 years.
Humble brag.
And for the people who know me, they'll know this is true.
Yeah.
I just want to make something very clear. Nobody in the Trump campaign has ever told me what to say. Nobody tells me what to say, and I'm nobody's puppet. And I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I know. And I know President Trump. I know President Trump is a fighter. I've been saying this since 2015. Now look at what's happened over the last 10 years. We have all seen it with our own eyes. I'm in the tough guy business, and this man is the toughest, most resilient human being that I have ever met in my life.
Back-to-back Bud Light guys.
The higher the stakes, the harder he fights, and this guy never, ever gives up. So what's at stake here? The answer is in President Trump's text, and I quote, "A fight for our country." I know why he's running for president again. Why else would he put himself through everything he's dealt with just to get back here? We all know he doesn't need this. This guy's got a great life, he has a beautiful family, and he has achieved everything that you could possibly achieve in life. I know President Trump is literally putting his life on the line for something bigger than himself, and he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country. And I know he wants what's best for the American people, all American people.
It's good.
I know he's running for president to save our American dream. I'm living the American dream, and I know the American dream is very real. Whether you were born in this country or came here from someplace else, this is the last real land of opportunity. President Reagan once said, "Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives." And if you're buried in government red tape, how will you ever start your own business?
You don't?
If you're struggling to pay your bills, how can you ever afford to start a family? And if you don't feel safe in your own town, why would you ever buy a house? I know that President Trump is fighting to save the American dream, and that's what's at stake in this election. We are choosing who we want to lead us in this fight. I know President Trump is a proven leader, a fearless leader, and this country was in a much better place when he was in the Oval Office. In my mind, the choice is clear. But this election, we all get to choose. I know I'm going to choose strength and security. I know I'm going to choose opportunity and prosperity. I know I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American badass. And I'm not telling you what choice to make, And I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you what I know. I know America needs a strong leader, and the world needs a strong America. I know Donald J. Trump is the best choice for President of the United States. My fellow Americans, it is my honor to introduce the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dude, just hype me up. Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you sit back, relax, get nice and tucked.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my
Dude, we've all been waiting for this moment for days. Thank you, Willie, for saying that.
just my children and my wife.
Dana did bring the energy.
Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Cause our flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
There's no doubt that Donald Trump, just a reminder, no doubt Donald Trump will be emotional in this speech. There's no way he won't be dealing with a little traumatic response. So there might be some weird energy. It might be some tears, might be some laughing. So just be prepared for that. People don't realize that kind of stuff. But after you go through a traumatic event, it's very hard to come back on stage this quickly. So be prepared. Who knows? But it could be just amazing. Who knows? I'm here for it, though. Let's go. Sparkle, me and you are going to cry together.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, what an entrance. I didn't even see him for a second there.
From Detroit to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no
My mom cries at this song every time. And I love her for it. Key change. Yeah. He just can't hit it like he used to.
The man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Nice.
But there ain't no doubt I love this land.
Sing it if you're watching. This is gonna be big. Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Wow. And thank you, Dana. Thank you, Kid Rock, sometimes referred to as Bob. And thank you, Lee, right from the beginning. Thank you very much. What a talent. What a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you. Friends, delegates, and fellow citizens, I stand before you this evening with a message of confidence, strength, and hope. 4 months from now, we will have an incredible victory, and we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. Together, we will launch a new era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together.
It's amazing how he just went right into it.
I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America. So tonight, with faith and devotion, I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
My man. You're forgiven, Sparkle. And walk in peace.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we will do it right. Gonna do it right. Let me begin this evening by expressing my gratitude to the American people for your outpouring of love and support following the assassination attempt at my rally on Saturday. As you already know, the assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life. So many people have asked me, what happened? Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. It was a warm, beautiful day in the early evening in Butler Township in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Music was loudly playing, and the campaign was doing really well. I went to the stage, and the crowd was cheering wildly. Everybody was happy. I began speaking very strongly, powerfully, and happily because I was discussing the great job my administration did on immigration at the southern border. We were very proud of it. Behind me and to the right was a large screen that was displaying a chart of border crossings under my leadership. The numbers were absolutely amazing. In order to see the chart, I started to, like this, turn to my right and was ready to begin a little bit further turn, which I'm very lucky I didn't do, when I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly. as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, and they really did. They rushed to the stage. These are great people, at great risk, I will tell you, and pounced on top of me so that I would be protected. There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that. The amazing thing is that prior to the shot, if I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. We would not be together. The most incredible aspect of what took place on that terrible evening in the fading sun was actually seen later. In almost all cases, as you probably know, and when even a single bullet is fired, just a single bullet, and we had many bullets that were being fired, crowds run for the exits or stampede, but not in this case. It's very unusual. This massive crowd of tens of thousands of people stood by and didn't move an inch. In fact, many of them bravely, but automatically stood up looking for where the sniper would be. They knew immediately it was a sniper, and then began pointing at him. You can see that if you look at the group behind me. That was just a small group compared to what was in front. Nobody ran, and by not stampeding, many lives were saved. But that isn't the reason that they didn't move. The reason is that they knew I was in very serious trouble. They saw it. They saw me go down. They saw the blood and thought, actually most did, that I was dead. They knew it was a shot to the head. They saw the blood. And there's an interesting statistic. The ears are the bloodiest part. If something happens with the ears, they bleed more than any other part of the body. For whatever reason, the doctors told me that. I said, why is there so much blood? He said, it's the ears. They bleed more. So we learned something, but they just, this beautiful crowd, they didn't want to leave me. They knew I was in trouble. They didn't want to leave me. And you can see that love written all over their faces. Incredible people. They're incredible people. Bullets were flying over us, yet I felt serene. But now the Secret Service agents were putting themselves in peril. They were in very dangerous territory. Bullets were flying right over them, missing them by a very small amount of inches. And then it all stopped. Our Secret Service sniper, from a much greater distance and with only one bullet used, took the assassin's life, took him out. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
That's good. Yes, you are.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God. In watching the reports over the last few days, many people say it was a providential moment, Probably was. When I rose, surrounded by Secret Service, the crowd was confused because they thought I was dead, and there was great, great sorrow. I could see that on their faces as I looked out. They didn't know I was looking out. They thought it was over. But I could see it, and I wanted to do something to let them know I was okay. I raised my right arm, looked at the thousands and thousands of people that were breathlessly waiting, and started shouting, "Fight, fight, fight."
Dang.
Thank you. Once my clenched fist went up, and it was high into the air. You've all seen that. The crowd realized I was okay and roared with pride for our country like no crowd I have ever heard before. Never heard
Nikki
anything
Haley
like
would have
it.
definitely been the nominee. Would have been terrible.
For the rest of my life, I will be grateful for the love shown by that giant audience of patriots that stood bravely on that fateful evening in Pennsylvania. Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow Americans, Corey Comparator. Unbelievable person, everybody tells me. Unbelievable. And seriously wounded, two other great warriors. Spoke to them today. David Dutch and James Copenhaver. Two great people.
Wanted to turn it up for you guys.
I also spoke to all three families of these tremendous people. Our love and prayers are with them, and always will be. We're never going to forget them. They came for a great rally. They were serious Trumpsters, I want to tell you. They were serious Trumpsters, and still are. But Corey, unfortunately, we have to use the past tense. He was incredible. He was a highly respected former fire chief, respected by everybody. Was accompanied by his wife, Helen, incredible woman. I spoke to her today, devastated, and two precious daughters. He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was.
Does it sound okay? I turned it up a little bit. That's sweet.
I want to thank the fire department and the family for sending his helmet, his outfit, and it was just something, and they're going to do something very special when they get it. But we did something which cannot match what happened, not even close. But I am very proud to say that over the past few days, we've raised $6.3 million.
Jeez.
For the families of David, James, and Corey, including from a friend of mine, just called up. He sent me a check right here. I just got it. $1 million.
Jeez.
From Dan Newland. Thank you, Dan. And again, when speaking to the family, I told them, I said, well, I'm going to be sending you a lot of money, but it can't compensate. They all said the same thing. You're right, sir. We appreciate so much what you're doing, but nothing can take the place in the case of Corey. And the other two, by the way, they were very, very seriously injured, but now they're doing very well. They're going to be okay. They're going to be doing very well. They're warriors. So now I ask that we observe a moment of silence in honor of our friend Corey. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others.
Amen.
This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours, and this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this room. Thank you very much. Our resolve is unbroken and our purpose is unchanged to deliver a government that serves the American people better than ever before. Nothing will stop me in this mission because our vision is righteous and our cause is pure. No matter what obstacle comes our way, we will not break, we will not bend, we will not back down, and I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country. Never. And everything I have to give with all of the energy and fight in my heart and soul, I pledge to our nation tonight. Thank you very much. I pledge that to our nation. We're going to turn our nation around, and we're going to do it very quickly. Thank you. This election should be about the issues facing our country and how to make America successful, safe, free, and great again. In an age when our politics too often divide us, now is the time to remember that we are all fellow citizens. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we must not criminalize dissent or demonize political disagreement, which is what's been happening in our country lately at a level that nobody has ever seen before. In that spirit, the Democrat Party should immediately stop weaponizing the justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy. Especially since that is not true. In fact, I am the one saving democracy for the people of our country. And very big news, as you probably just read, on Monday a major ruling was handed down from a highly respected federal judge in Florida, Eileen Cannon, finding that the prosecutor and the fake documents case against me were totally unconstitutional, and the entire case was thrown out of court. With all of that publicity, thrown out of court. If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I have been going through for approximately 8 years. And they should do that without delay and allow an election to proceed that is worthy of our people. We're going to win it anyway, but worthy of our people. On this journey, I am deeply honored to be joined by my amazing wife, Melania.
Yeah.
And Melania, thank you very much. You also did something really beautiful, a letter to America calling for national unity, and it really took the Republican Party by surprise. I will tell you, it was beautiful. In fact, some very serious people said that we should take that letter and put it as part of the Republican platform. That would be an honor, wouldn't it? Right, Mr. Congressman? But it captivated so many, so I also want to thank my entire family for being here. Don, Kimberly, Ivanka and Jared, Eric and Lara, Tiffany and Michael, Barron. We love our Barron. And of course, my 10 wonderful grandchildren. You saw a few of them up there on my lap before.
Trump's very affectionate right now.
And how good was Dana? Was Dana
Which
good?
makes sense.
I mean, you know, was he good?
I think I would be too.
You know, he was on probably the only vacation he's had in about, maybe ever, because he works, but about 10 years with his wife, very far away. I won't tell you where, but very, very far away, beautiful place. And my people called, and he said, yeah, I won't be able to do it. This is many, many years. I promised my wife I can't do it. And they came in, they said, Dana won't be able to do it, because he was my first, second, and third choice. I said, well, you know, that's too bad, but I understand he's away, and it's good. It's good for him. And that was it. About 30 minutes later, she came back in, sir, Dana just called. He's going to do it. And his wife, she said, you can't turn him down. You just can't do it. You have to go. That's a good wife.
That's a good wife. Shout out to good wives.
So he got on a plane. He got here a little while ago. Now he's going to get on the plane in a little while, and he's going to go back home to his wife. But they're great, and I just want to thank her and him and their whole family, because that's not easy. And Kid Rock, same thing. Called, he said, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part, because, you know, Kid does his great song, Big, Big Monster song. I had no idea. You know, he became a friend of mine over the last 10 years. And he's amazing. Everyone loves him. I didn't even know how big he was. You know, he has rallies, 35, 40,000 people he gets every time he goes out. I think he's making so much money, he doesn't know what the hell to do with it. You want to know? And then we have my other friend that I've known him so long, and we took that song, and it was a big success, but we made that. I saw a chart of great songs to America. That was #1 on the chart recently, #1. So that's Lee Greenwood, a very special, beautiful person. He's a beautiful man. But they all wanted to be here. They called. And how about the Hulkster? How good was he? Is he up? Where is he?
There he is, brother.
Boy, oh boy. You know, they may call that entertainment. I know about entertainment, but when he used to lift a 350-pound man over his shoulders and then bench press him 2 rows into the audience, I say, maybe entertainment, but he is one strong son of a gun. I will tell you, I watched it many times. There aren't a lot of entertainers that can do that, right? You were fantastic. Thank you very much. Followed by Eric. What was that all about? Boy, that was good. I didn't want to really come up here. But he was so great, and he's such a good young man. He went through a lot of trouble, and Don last night was incredible. They went through so much trouble. They got subpoenaed more than any people probably in the history of the United States. Every week they get another subpoena from the Democrats, crazy Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing, just boom, boom, boom. They've got to stop that, because they're destroying our country.
Yeah.
We have to work on making America great again, not on beating people. And we won. We beat them in all. We beat them on the impeachments. We beat them on indictments. We beat them. But the time that you have to spend, if they would devote that genius to helping our country, we'd have a much stronger and better country. And Jason, the biggest star in country music. Jason, thank you for being here. Jason, thank you very much. Jason Aldean, he's good.
He's good.
I like his wife even better, by the way. She's here. Thank you, Jason. But I'm thrilled to have a new friend and partner fighting by my side. The next Vice President of the United States, the current Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance, and his incredible wife, Usha. He's going to be a great Vice President. He's going to be great. He'll be with this country and with this movement, greatest movement in the history of our country, Make America Great Again. When they criticize it, they say, we're going to try and stop MAGA. I said, MAGA is Make America Great Again. What are you going to stop? There's nothing to stop. Then they say, oh, that's right. It's very tough to fight it. And all of the people that did try and fight it have failed. But he's going to be with us for a long time, and it was an honor to select him. Great student at Yale. His wife was a great student at Yale. They met at Yale. These are two smart people. So, J.D., you're going to be doing this for a long time. Enjoy the ride. And a very special thank you to the extraordinary people of Milwaukee and the great state of, oh, there they are. There they are. You are so easy to spot. And Green Bay's going to have a good team this year, right? They're going to have a good team. They're going to have a good team. Most of the audience doesn't like it, but it's true. You're going to have a very good team this year. And by the way, Wisconsin, we are spending over $250 million here creating jobs and other economic development all over the place. So I hope you will remember this in November and give us your vote. I am trying to buy your vote. I'll be honest about that. And I promise we will make Wisconsin great again. We're going to make it. We're going to do it. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm here tonight to lay out a vision for the whole nation. To every citizen, whether you're a young or old man or woman, Democrat, Republican, or independent, black or white, Asian or Hispanic, I extend to you a hand of loyalty and of friendship. Together we will lead America to new heights of greatness like the world has never seen before. We were right there in the first term. We got hit with COVID. We did a great job. Nobody knew what it was, but nobody's ever seen an economy pre-COVID. And then we handed over a stock market that was substantially higher than just prior to COVID. Coming in, did a great job. Never got credit for that. We got credit for the war and defeating ISIS and so many things, the great economy, the biggest tax cuts ever, the biggest regulation cuts ever, the creation of Space Force, the rebuilding of our military. We did so much. We did so much. Right to try. Right to try is a big deal. We got right to try. They were trying to get that for 52 years. Somebody's terminally ill. And hopefully there's nobody in this audience, but it does happen a lot. They're terminally ill and they can't use our new space-age drugs and other things that we are way ahead. We have the greatest doctors in the world, the greatest laboratories in the world, and you can't do it. They've been trying to get that approved for 52 years. Wasn't that easy? The insurance companies didn't want to do it. They didn't want the risk. The labs didn't want to do it because if it didn't work, people are pretty far down the line toward death. They didn't want to do it. The doctors didn't want to have it on their records, so I got everybody into an office. 52 years they tried. Sounds simple, but it's not. And I got them to agree that somebody that needs it will, instead of going to Asia or Europe or someplace, or if you have no money, going home and dying, just die. We got them to sign an agreement, agree to it, where they're not going to sue anybody. They're going to get all of this stuff. They're going to get it really fast. And what's happened is we're saving thousands and thousands of lives. It's incredible. Right to try. It's a great feeling. Under our leadership, the United States will be respected again. No nation will question our power. No enemy will doubt our might. Our borders will be totally secure. Our economy will soar. We will return law and order to our streets, patriotism to our schools, and importantly, we will restore peace, stability, and harmony all throughout the world. But to achieve this future, we must first rescue our nation from failed and even incompetent leadership. We have totally incompetent leadership. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. Under the current administration, we are indeed a nation in decline. We have an inflation crisis that is making life unaffordable, ravaging the incomes of working and low-income families, and crushing, just simply crushing our people like never before. They've never seen anything like it. We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities all across our land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Then there's an international crisis, the likes of which the world has seldom been part of. Nobody can believe what's happening. War is now raging in Europe and the Middle East. A growing specter of conflict hangs over Taiwan, Korea, the Philippines, and all of Asia. And our planet is teetering on the edge of World War III. And this will be a war like no other war because of weaponry. The weapons are no longer army tanks going back and forth shooting at each other. These weapons are obliteration. It's time for a change. This administration can't come close to solving the problems. We're dealing with very tough, very fierce people. They're fierce people. And we don't have fierce people. We have people that are a lot less than fierce, except when it comes to cheating on elections and a couple of other things. Then they're fierce. Then they're fierce. So tonight, I make this pledge to the great people of America. I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
There it is. Baby drill. The crowd chants are so funny to me.
Can you believe what they're doing? But by doing that, we will lead a large-scale decline in prices. Prices will start to come down. Energy raised it. They took our energy policies and destroyed them. Then they immediately went back to them, but by that time, so much was lost. But we will do it at levels that nobody's ever seen before, and we'll end lots of different things. We'll start paying off debt and start lowering taxes even further. We gave you the largest tax cut. We'll do it more. You know, people don't realize I brought taxes way down, way down, and yet we took in more revenues the following year than we did when the tax rate was much higher. Most people said, how did you do that? Because it was incentive. Everybody was coming to the country. They were bringing back billions and billions of dollars into our country. The companies made it impossible to bring it back. The tax rate was too high, and the legal complications were far too great. I changed both of them, and hundreds of billions of dollars by Apple and so many other companies were brought back into our nation, and we had an economy the likes of which no nation had ever seen. China, we were beating them at levels that were incredible. And they know it. They know it. We'll do it again, but we'll do it even better. I will end the illegal immigration crisis by closing our border and finishing the wall, most of which I've already built. On the wall, we were dealing with a very difficult Congress. And I said, oh, that's okay. We won't go to Congress. I call it an invasion. We gave our military almost $800 billion. I said, I'm going to take a little of that money because this is an invasion. And we built, most of the wall is already built. And we built it through using the funds because what's better than that? We have to stop the invasion into our country that's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. We're not going to let that happen. I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president, and the war caused by the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president. Iran was broke. Iran had no money. Now Iran has $250 billion. They made it all over the last 2.5 years. They were broke. I watched the other day on a show called Deface the Nation. Has anyone seen it? And they had a congressman who was a Democrat say, well, whether you like him or not, Iran was broke dealing with Trump. I told China and other countries, if you buy from Iran, we will not let you do any business in this country, and we will put tariffs on every product you do send in of 100% or more. And they said to me, well, I think that's about it. They weren't going to buy any oil. And they were ready to make a deal. Iran was going to make a deal with us. And then we had that horrible, horrible result that we'll never let happen again. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again. They used COVID to cheat. We're never going to let it happen again. And they took off all the sanctions, and they did everything possible for Iran. And now Iran is very close to having a nuclear weapon, which would have never happened. This is a shame what this administration, the damage that this administration has done. And I say it often, if you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done. Only going to use the term once. Biden, I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time. The damage that he's done to this country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Together we will restore vision, strength, competence, and we're going to have a thing called common sense making most of our decisions, actually. It's all common sense. Just a few short years ago, under my presidency, we had the most secure border and best economy in the history of our country, in the history of the world. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had never done anything like it. We were beating every country, including China, by leaps and bounds. Nobody had seen anything like it. We had no inflation. Soaring incomes were going. Nobody can believe it. You can't believe what happened 4 years ago is happening now in reverse. And the world was at peace. Inflation has been a killer for our country. No matter what you make it, it doesn't matter because inflation is eating you alive. People that were putting away money, they were making great wages, the highest they've ever made, but they were putting away a lot of money. Now they are just being destroyed. They're not putting away anything. They're barely living. They're going into savings accounts. They're taking out their money to live because of inflation. Inflation, remember, it's called a country buster. You can go back to Germany from 100 years ago. You can go back to any country that suffered great inflation. We've suffered the worst inflation we've ever had. But go back and see what's happened to those countries. We've had the worst inflation we've ever had under this person. But in less than 4 years, our opponents have turned incredible success into unparalleled tragedy and failure. It's been a tremendous failure. Today, our cities are flooded with illegal aliens. Americans are being squeezed out of the labor force and their jobs are taken. And by the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it. Thank you. Thank you. I like you too. Thank you very much. Inflation has wiped out the life savings of our citizens and forced the middle class into a state of depression and despair. That's what it is. It's despair and depression. We cannot and will not let this continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. We're going to be a great nation again. Thank you. With proper leadership, every disaster we are now enduring will be fixed, and it will be fixed very, very quickly. So tonight, whether you've supported me in the past or not, I hope you will support me in the future, because I will bring back the American dream. That's what we're going to do. You don't even hear about the American dream anymore. With great humility, I am asking you to be excited about the future of our country. Be excited. Be excited. And by the way, the news reports, look at all of those big networks. Look at them. They're all here.
Fake news.
But every one of them has said this could be the most organized, best run, and most enthusiastic convention of either party that they've ever seen. Every single one.
They have been saying that. He's not lying. He's not lying.
And it's true. It's true. And there's love in the room. There's great love in the room. So I better finish strong. Otherwise, we'll blow it, and we can't let that happen.
There we go. Come on, pick it up, baby.
All of the great people that spoke, and everybody hit a home run. I mean, there's not one that I can think of where I said, oh, gee, that wasn't great. Every single person. I refuse to be the only one. Don't do that to me. They're already getting ready. See, I gave them an idea. No, this was a great convention. This was, I think we're actually going to go home and miss it. You know, usually with a first of all, look at these crowds. You'd never have this at a convention. Look at these crowds. Love. It's about love. This week, the entire Republican Party has formally adopted an agenda for America's renewal, and you saw that agenda, and it's very short compared to the long, boring, meaningless agendas of the past, including the Democrats. They write these things that are hundreds of pages long, and they never read them after they're done. In their case, fortunately, they don't read them because they're pretty bad. It's a series of bold promises that we will swiftly implement when you give us a Republican House. And Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. We have our great Speaker of the House with us tonight, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. Thank you. A Republican Senate. We have many senators here. And send me back to our beautiful White House just a few short months from now. We're talking about just months. It can't come fast enough. We have to get it done. First, we must get economic relief to our citizens. Starting on day one, we will drive down prices and make America affordable again. We have to make it affordable. It's not affordable.
It's good.
People can't live like this. Under this administration, our current administration, groceries are up 57%, gasoline is up 60 and 70%, mortgage rates have quadrupled. And the fact is, it doesn't matter what they are because you can't get the money anyway. You can't buy houses. Young people can't get any financing to buy a house. The total household costs have increased an average of $28,000 per family under this administration. Republicans have a plan to bring down prices and bring them down very, very rapidly. By slashing energy costs, we will in turn reduce the cost of transportation, manufacturing, and all household goods. So much starts with energy. And remember, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country by far. We are a nation that has the opportunity to make an absolute fortune with its energy. We have it, and China doesn't. Under the Trump administration, just 3.5 years ago, we were energy independent. But soon, we will actually be better than that. We will be energy dominant and supply not only ourselves, but we will supply the rest of the world.
Yeah.
With numbers that nobody has ever seen, and we will reduce our debt, $36 trillion. We will start reducing that, and we will also reduce your taxes still further.
It's good.
Next, and by the way, they want to raise your taxes 4 times, think of it. And all my life, I grew up watching politicians. I always loved politics. I guess I was on the other side. I'd watch and they were always talking about, we will give you a tax cut. We will give you a tax cut. My whole life, I was watching, I will give you a
$10
tax
super chat
cut.
from Willie. Thank you so much, Willie.
That's all they talked about.
$10. Appreciate you, my
This is the
guy.
only administration that said, we're going to raise your taxes by 4 times what you're paying now.
Trump
And
is
people are
ascending
supposed
to a higher
vote for
level.
them?
Certainly
I've
feels
never
like
heard
it.
You're paying too much.
Thank you, Willie.
We're going to reduce your taxes still further. We gave you the biggest one, as I said. We're going to give you more, and it's going to lead to tremendous growth. We want growth in our country. That's what's going to pay off our debt.
Cut small business tax.
And next, we will end the ridiculous and actually incredible waste of taxpayer dollars that is fueling the inflation crisis. They spent trillions of dollars on things having to do with the Green New Scam. It's a scam. And that's caused tremendous inflationary pressures in addition to the cost of energy. And all of the trillions of dollars that are sitting there not yet spent, we will redirect that money for important projects like roads, bridges, dams, and we will not allow it to be spent on meaningless green new scam ideas.
Nice. 1 second, click. USA.
And I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day 1.
It's good. He's going off. All right, King, let's go.
Thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car. And right now, as we speak, large factories just started are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things happening on our border, and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country. No tax, no anything. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed for allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto Workers should be fired immediately. And every single auto worker, union and non-union, should be voting for Donald Trump, because we're going to bring back car manufacturing, and we're going to bring it back fast. They're building some of the largest auto plants anywhere in the world. Think of it, in the world. We're going to bring it back. We're going to make them. We don't mind that happening, but those plants are going to be built in the United States, and our people are going to man those plants. And if they don't agree with us, we'll put a tariff of approximately 100 to 200% on each car, and they will be unsellable in the United States. We have long been taken advantage of by other countries. And think of it, oftentimes these other countries are considered so-called allies. They've taken advantage of us for years. We lose jobs, we lose revenue, and they gain everything and wipe out our businesses, wipe out our people. I stopped it for 4 years. I stopped it, and we're really ready to make changes like nobody had seen before. And remember, USMCA, I got rid of NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with USMCA, which is, they say, the best trade deal ever made. Actually, probably the best trade deal was the deal I made with China, where they buy $50 billion worth of our product. They were buying nothing. They buy $50 billion worth. They had to. But I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even mention it, frankly, because of what happened with the China virus. We will not let countries come in, take our jobs, and plunder our nation. They come and do that. They plunder our nation. The way they will sell their product in America is to build it in America. Very simple. Build it in America and only in America. And this very simple formula, and Congress has to go along with us, and they will. This very simple formula will create massive numbers of jobs. We will take over the auto industry again, and many, many, hundreds of thousands of jobs. We lost so many jobs over the years. If you go back 20, 25 years, they've stolen, going to China and Mexico, about 68% of our auto industry manufacturing jobs. We're going to get them all back. We're going to get them all back, every one of them. At the center of our plan for economic relief are massive tax cuts for workers that include something else that's turned out to be very popular, actually. Here it's very popular in this building and all those hotels that I saw that are so nice. I'm staying in a nice one. It's called no tax on tips. No tax on tips. No tax on tips. I got that by having dinner recently in Nevada, where we're leading by about 14 points. Hello. I'll see you there very soon, everybody. And we're having dinner at a beautiful restaurant in the Trump building on the Strip, and it's a great building, and the waitress comes over. How's everything going? A really nice person. How's everything? Oh, sir, it's so tough. The government's after me all the time on tips, tips, tips. I said, well, they give you cash. Would they be able to find him? She said, actually, and I didn't know this, she said, very little cash is given. It's all put right on the check. And they come in and they take so much of our money, it's just ridiculous. And they don't believe anything we say. And they've just hired, as you know, 88,000 agents to go after him even more. And I said, this shows the level of my, most people go out, they hire consultants, they pay millions of dollars. But I said to her, let me just ask you a question. Would you be happy if you had no tax on tips? She said, what a great idea. I got my information from a very smart waitress. That's better than spending millions of dollars. And everybody.
So true.
Everybody loves it. Waitresses and caddies and drivers and everybody. It's a large group of people that are being really hurt badly. They make money, let them keep their money.
That's good.
I'm going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Democrats are going to destroy Social Security and Medicare because all of these people, by the millions they're coming in, they're going to be on Social Security and Medicare and other things, and you're not able to afford it. They are destroying your Social Security and your Medicare Under my plan, incomes will skyrocket, inflation will vanish completely, jobs will come roaring back, and the middle class will prosper like never, ever before, and we're going to do it very rapidly. But no hope or dream we have for America can succeed unless we stop the illegal immigrant invasion, the worst that's ever been seen anywhere in the world. There's never been an invasion like this anywhere. Third world countries would fight with sticks and stones not to let this happen. The invasion at our southern border, we will stop it, and we will stop it quickly. You heard Tom Homan yesterday. Tom Homan, put him in charge and just sit back and watch. Brandon Judd, the Border Patrol, he's incredible. These guys, you know, they really, their job is a lot easier if they don't have to do anything, but they want to. They're patriots. Brandon Judd, Border Patrol, ICE. ICE goes out. You have to see what ICE does with MS-13. You have these are probably the worst gang, and ICE goes in there. And I know a lot of people in these rows here, and they're very tough people, but they don't want to do this job. They'll go into a pack of MS-13 killers. They're the worst, probably the worst gangs in the world. And we have thousands of them. I moved thousands and thousands out in my 4 years. We moved them out, and it was a pleasure. But ICE would go right into a pack of these killers, and you see fists flying, you see everything flying, and then they take them. They put them in a paddy wagon. They take them back, and they get them out of our country. And the other countries weren't accepting them back, and I called up, and I said, tell them that we're not giving them economic aid anymore. And the next day, I got calls from all of these countries that were terminated. Billions of dollars we spend on economic aid to countries that does us, frankly, no good. And the next day I was called by everybody. I couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't take your killers back that you sent in caravans into America. You won't take them back. Well, sir, if you'd like us to, we would give very serious consideration to doing that. And within 24 hours, they were being taken back. For years and years, when I first came in, they said President Obama tried to get him to go back, and they wouldn't accept him. They'd put planes on the runway so you couldn't lead the plane. They'd close the road so you couldn't take the buses. They'd all have to turn back. As soon as I said no more economic aid of any kind to any country that does that, they called back and they said, sir, it would be our great honor to take MS-13. We love them very much. We love them very much, sir. We'll take them back. At the heart of the Republican platform is our pledge to end this border nightmare and fully restore the sacred and sovereign borders of the United States of America, and we're going to do that on day one. That means two things on day one, right? Drill, baby, drill, and close our borders.
Okay. I'll remember that. Day one.
And by the way, and I think everybody as a Republican, as a patriot in this room, and most Democrats, we want people to come into our country, but they have to come into our country legally. Legally. Less than 4 years ago, I handed this administration the strongest border in American history. But you can see on the chart that saved my life, that was the chart that saved my life. I said, look it, I'm so proud of it. I think it's one of the greatest, it was done by the Border Patrol, one of the greatest charts I've ever seen. It showed everything just like that. You know the chart. Oh, there it is. That's pretty good. Wow. Last time I put up that chart, I never really got to look at it.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
But without that chart, I would not be here today.
My man. That might be the quote of the freaking speech right there.
I said, you got to see this chart. I was so proud of it. And by the time I got to there, I never got to see it that day. But I'm seeing it now, and I was very proud. If you look at the arrow in the bottom, that's the lowest level, the one on the bottom, heavy red arrow. That's the lowest level of illegal immigrants ever to come into our country in recorded history, right there. Right there. And that was my last week in office. And then you see what happened after I left. Look at the rest. And if you go out a little bit further, it's getting to be a little bit old, but I love it anyway, right? But you can go much higher with those numbers. Look what happened right after that. The invasion began. We had the opposite. We stopped the invasion. But the invasion that we stopped was peanuts by comparison to what happened after I left. Look at what happened after I left. They took over our country. We ended all catch and release.
This is a Ross Perot moment.
We shut down asylum fraud. We stopped human trafficking and forged historic agreements to keep illegal aliens on foreign soil. We want them to stay on their soil. Under the Trump administration, if you came in illegally, you were apprehended immediately and you were deported. You went right back. The current administration terminated every single one of those great Trump policies that I put in place to seal the border. I wanted a sealed border. Again, come in, but come in legally. You know how unfair it is? So many people, hundreds of thousands of people, have been working for years to come into our country. And now they see these people pour into our country at levels that are unprecedented. It's so unfair. And we're not going to do it. We're not going to stand for it. They suspended wall construction, ended remain in Mexico. We had a policy, remain in Mexico. You think that was easy to get from the Mexican
That background
government?
is
they said,
so
you must
cool.
Give it to us. If you don't give it to us, there will be repercussions. And they
Genuinely,
gave it to
that
us.
background is sick.
Not easy. Canceled our Safe Third agreements, demolished Title 42, implemented nationwide catch and release. That's catch and release, where we catch them and release them into our country. We catch them and release them into Mexico. There's a slight difference. And took 93, this is the previous administration, 93 executive actions to throw open our border to the world. The entire world is pouring into our country because of this very foolish administration. The greatest invasion in history is taking place right here in our country. They are coming in from every corner of the earth, not just from South America, but from Africa, Asia, the Middle East. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming at levels that we've never seen before. It is an invasion indeed, and this administration does absolutely nothing to stop them. They're coming from prisons. They're coming from jails. They're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. You know, the press is always on me because I say this. Has anyone seen Silence of the Lambs?
Here we go.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He'd love to have you for dinner. That's insane asylums. They're emptying out their insane asylums. And terrorists are coming in at numbers that we've never seen before. Bad things are going to happen. Meanwhile, our crime rate is going up while crime statistics all over the world are going down because they're taking their criminals and they're putting them into our country. A certain country, and I happen to like
Venezuela.
the president of that country very much, but he's been getting great publicity because he's a wonderful shepherd of the country. He says how well the country's doing because their crime rate is down. And he said he's training all of these rough people. They're rough. He's training them. And I've been reading about this for 2 years. I think, oh, that's wonderful. Let's take a look at it. But then I realized he's not training them. He's sending all of his criminals, his drug dealers, his people that are in jails, he's sending them all to the United States. And he's different in that he doesn't say that. He's trying to convince everybody what a wonderful job he does in running the country. Well, he doesn't do a wonderful job. And by the way, if I ran one of the countries, many countries from all over, I would be worse than any of them. I would have had the place totally emptied out already. But we become a dumping ground for the rest of the world, which is laughing at us. They think we're stupid. And they can't believe that they're getting away with what they're getting away with, but they're not going to be getting away with it for long. That's what I can tell you.
It's good.
In Venezuela, Caracas, high crime. Caracas, Venezuela. really a dangerous place, but not anymore. Because in Venezuela, crime is down 72%. In fact, if they would ever win this election, I hate to even say that, we will have our next Republican convention in Venezuela because it will be safe. Our cities will be so unsafe we will not be able to have it there. In El Salvador, murders are down by 70%. Why are they down? Now, he would have you convinced that because he's trained murderers to be wonderful people. No. They're down because they're sending their murderers to the United States of America. This is going to be very bad. And bad things are going to happen, and you're seeing it happen all the time. That's why, to keep our families safe, the Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
It's good. We'll see.
Even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh, they're going to definitely lose it.
From many years ago. You know, he was a moderate, but he believed very strongly in borders. He had the largest deportation operation we've ever had.
Hey, he's talking about your
Just
boy,
recently,
JR.
I spoke to the grieving mother of Jocelyn Nungary, a wonderful woman, a precious 12-year-old girl from Houston who last month was tied up, assaulted, and strangled to death after walking to the convenience store just a block away from her house. Her body was dumped near the side of the road in a shallow creek, found by some onlookers who couldn't believe what they had witnessed. Charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder are 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela who came across our border, were in custody, and were then released into the country by this horrible, horrible administration that we have right now. I also met recently with the heartbroken mother and sister of Rachel Morin. Rachel was a 37-year-old mom of 5 beautiful children who was brutally raped and murdered while out on a run. She wanted to keep herself in good shape. It was very important to her. She was murdered. The monster responsible first killed another woman in El Salvador before he was led into America by the White House. This White House let them in. He then attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles before murdering Rachel in Maryland. Traveled all throughout the country, doing tremendous damage. Rachel's mother will never be the same. I spent time with her. She will never be the same. I've also met with the wonderful family of Laken Riley, the brilliant 22-year-old nursing student. She was so proud of being first in her class, who was out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia when she was assaulted, beaten, and horrifically killed. Yet another American life was stolen by a criminal alien set free by this administration. And these were incredible people we're talking about. These were incredible people who died. Tonight, America, this is my vow. I will not let these killers and criminals into our country. I will keep our sons and daughters safe. As we bring security to our streets, we will help bring stability to the world. I was the first president in modern times to start no new wars. You know, we were the toughest, we were the most respected. And you saw this. Hungry, strong country, run by a very powerful, tough leader. He's a tough guy. Press doesn't like him because he's tough. And he came out recently. They were asking him at an interview, the whole world is exploding. What's happening? What's going on? Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, very tough man. He said, I don't want people coming into my country and blowing up our shopping centers and killing people. But they said to him, tell us what's going wrong, what's happening, what is it? He said, there's only one way you're going to solve it. You got to bring President Trump back to the United States because he kept everybody at bay. He used a word I wouldn't use because I can't use that word, because you'd say it was braggadocious. The press would say he was a braggart. I'm not a braggart. But Viktor Orban said it. He said Russia was afraid of him. China was afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him. Nothing was going to happen. The whole world was at peace. And now the world is blowing up around us. All of these things that you read about were not going to happen. Under President Bush, Russia invaded Georgia. Under President Obama, Russia took Crimea. Under the current administration, Russia is after all of Ukraine. Under President Trump, Russia took nothing. We defeated 100% of ISIS in Syria and Iraq. Something that was said to take 5 years, sir. It'll take 5 years, sir. We did it in a matter of a couple of months. We have a great military. Our military is not woke. It's just some of the fools on top that are woke. I got along very well. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I got along very well with him. The press hated when I said that. How could you get along with him? Well, you know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons or otherwise, isn't it? See, in the old days, they'd say, that's a wonderful thing. Now they say, how could you possibly do that? But no, I got along with him, and we stopped the missile launches from North Korea. Now North Korea is acting up again, but when we get back, I get along with him. He'd like to see me back, too. I think he misses me, if you want to know the truth. Our opponents inherited a world at peace and turned it into a planet of war. We're in a planet of war. Look at that attack on Israel. Look at what's happening with Ukraine. The cities are just bombed out. How can people live like that where buildings, massive buildings, are falling to the ground? It began to unravel with the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the worst humiliation in the history of our country. We have never had a humiliation like that.
You want me to add more sound effects?
13 heroic
Okay.
U.S. service members were tragically and needlessly killed. 45 others were horrifically wounded. Nobody ever talks about them. No arms, no legs, face explosions, horrifically wounded. And by the way, we have a man in this room who's running for the U.S. Senate.
Say it.
From a great state, Nevada,
Say it.
named Sam Brown, who paid the ultimate price. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. He paid the biggest price probably ever paid by anybody that is running for office, and I think he's going to do
They're
great.
going to the front for the
He's
ending.
running against a person that is not good, not respected, a total lightweight. But Sam, I think, paid really. We were talking about it with some of the senators that are working so hard for Sam.
Media is going to kill him for going
the biggest
long.
price of any senator ever to run for the Senate. I don't think anybody's ever what he did. He was a real hero, a really great person, and he's running, and I hope that everybody gets out and votes for Sam Brown. And we also left behind $85 billion worth of military equipment, along with many American citizens were left behind. Many American citizens, emboldened by that disaster, Russia invaded Ukraine. They saw this group of people that were incompetent. We took the soldiers out first. No, we're going to take the soldiers out second. If they would have followed my plan, we had a great plan. But the plan only kicked in if they did everything perfectly, and they weren't doing things perfectly, so we said it doesn't kick in. 18 months in Afghanistan.
That was for you, JR.
We didn't have one, so they were killing them left and right, snipers. And I spoke to the head of the Taliban. You've heard this story. Abdul, still there, still the head of the Taliban. The press got on me. Why would you speak to him? I said, because that's where the killing is. I don't have to speak to somebody that has nothing to do with it. And I told him, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever, ever do that again. You got to stop. Because during the Obama administration, many great people and soldiers, a lot of soldiers were being killed from long distance. I said, if you keep doing that, you're going to be hit harder than anybody's ever been hit by a country before. And he said, I understand, Your Excellency. He called me Your Excellency. I wonder if he calls the other guy Your Excellency. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
The other guy gave him everything. I mean, what kind of a deal was that? He walked out, gave him everything. Do you know that right now Afghanistan is one of the largest sellers of weapons in the world? They're selling the brand new, beautiful weapons that we gave them. But
nice,
think
congrats.
of it. He actually said to me, but why do you show me a picture of my home? I said, you'll have to ask your people or one of your wives. But he could figure it out. And for 18 months, we had not one attack on an American soldier by the Taliban. 18 months.
Trump makes time. Trump is time.
And then we had that horrible day where
No time
soldiers were
limits.
killed. I was not there because of a ridiculous election. But we had that horrible attack. And they also gave up Bagram, one of the biggest bases anywhere in the world, air bases anywhere in the world, the longest runways, most powerful, hardened, thickened runways. We gave it up. And I liked it not because of Afghanistan. I liked it because of China. It's 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. And you know who has it now? China has it now. We were keeping that. And now China is likewise circling Taiwan, and Russian warships and nuclear submarines are operating 60 miles off the coast in Cuba. Do you know that? No, the press refuses to write about it. If that were me running this country and we had nuclear submarines in Cuba, I will tell you that the headlines every day would be, what's wrong with our president? You don't even hear this. You're not hearing about this. Russia has nuclear submarines and warships 60 miles away, Mr. Congressman, from Miami, by the way, happens to be here. Correct? In Cuba. And that would not be stood for if it were somebody else. They don't want to mention it, but now maybe they will. And the entire world, I tell you this, we want our hostages back, and they better be back before I assume office, or you will be paying a very big price.
Eat these hostages. If you're a hostage, first thing I want to say to you is,
with our victory in November, the years of war, weakness, and chaos will be over. I don't have wars. I had no wars other than ISIS, which I defeated, but that was a war that was started. We had no wars. I could stop wars with a telephone call. I could stop wars with just a telephone call.
we don't talk,
If
we
properly
text.
stated, it would never start. We will replenish our military and build an Iron Dome missile defense system to ensure that no enemy can strike our homeland. And this great Iron Dome will be built entirely in the USA. We're going to build it in the USA. And Wisconsin.
It'll be Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, just like I gave you that massive ship contract, and you're doing a very nice job, Governor, right? Thank you, Governor. And they're doing a great job. In fact, I had a little design change, and we gave them a tremendous for essentially what we used to call destroyers. These are now the most beautiful. They look like yachts. I said we have to take the bow and we have to make it a little nicer and a little point at the top instead of a flat nose.
I'm going to come.
And the people at the shipyard said, this guy sort of knows what he's doing. We have the most beautiful ships, right, Governor? And everybody's sitting over there. And it was a big contract that everybody wanted. I gave it to Wisconsin, but we're going to have a lot of that built right here in the state of Wisconsin and all other states. Israel has an Iron Dome. They have a missile defense system. 342 missiles were shot into Israel, and only one got through a little bit. It was badly wounded. It fell to the ground, but most of them are. And Ronald Reagan wanted this many years ago, but we really didn't have the technology many years ago. Remember, they called it Starship, spaceship, anything to mock him. But he was a very good president, very, very good. But now we have unbelievable technology. And why should other countries have this and we don't? No, we're going to build an iron dome over our country, and we're going to be sure that nothing can come and harm our people. And again, from an economic development standpoint, we're going to make it all right here. No more sending it out to other countries in order to help. It's America first. America first. We will unleash the power of American innovation. And as we do, we will soon be on the verge of finding the cures to cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and many other diseases. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Biden says what?
You remember this gentleman that I don't want to mention other than one time I had to, because when you say you're the 10 worst, I had to do it.
He's riffing. You got to let the king of riff.
But this man said, we're going to find the cure to cancer.
This
Nothing
guy
happened.
can riff.
We're going to get to the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's and so many other things. We're so close to doing something great. But we need a leader that will let it be done. We will not have men playing in women's sports. That will end the meeting.
I'm going to come.
Does anyone know how he started his speech? No. I don't. It was like a Broadway
and we
moment.
will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again.
I can't believe how long he's speaking
our nation's
after being
capital,
shot. That's
which
freaking
is
wild.
a horrible killing field. So many things. They leave from Wisconsin. They go to look at the Washington Monument. They end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot. We will be very soon very proud of our capital. Again, Washington, D.C. America is on the cusp of a new golden age, but we will have the courage to seize it. We're going to take it. We're going to make it a current. We're going to bring this into a golden age like never seen before. Remember this, China wants to do it. Japan wants to do it. All of these countries want to do it. We have to produce massive amounts of energy if we're going to produce the new. If you look at some of the things that have been done, and some of the things that we're going to do. But AI needs literally twice the electricity that's available now in our country. Can you imagine?
I'm going to come.
But instead, we're spending places where they recharge electric cars. They
Somebody
built
said
8
Gettysburg Address was 2
in a
minutes.
certain location toward the Midwest. 8 charges for $9 billion. Think of them as a tank for filling up your gas. Think of it. They spent $9 billion on 8 charges, 3 of which didn't work. And if you were going to do this all over our country, this crazy electric mandate, if you're going to do this and by the way, I'm all for electric. They have their application. But if somebody wants to buy a gas-powered car, gasoline-powered car, or a hybrid, they're going to be able to do it. And we're going to make that change on day 1.
I think Trump is being forced to talk till midnight Eastern time, no matter what. They're just like, you have to fill this spot. You need to keep talking.
So to conclude,
oh my God.
Just a few short days ago, my journey with you nearly ended. We know that. And yet, here we are tonight, all gathered together, talking about the future, promise, and a total renewal of a thing we love very much. It's called America. We live in a world of miracles. None of us knows God's plan or where life's adventure will take us. I want to thank Franklin Graham for being here tonight. He's an outstanding man.
Don't forget Franklin.
He wrote me a note recently. I have a lot of respect for him. Sir, I love your storytelling. I think it's great in front of these big rallies. But, sir, please do me one favor. It won't make any difference. Please don't use any foul language. I was a little embarrassed. I said, He said, it won't make any difference. Actually, it does. The story's not quite as good, but I've been very good. The story is not quite as good, to be honest. I've got to have a little talk with Franklin, but he was great. He's a great gentleman. His father was so incredible. Billy Graham. My father used to love taking me to see Billy Graham. My father would take me to see Billy Graham at Yankee Stadium. He had the biggest rallies you've ever seen. He was a good rally guy, too. But he'd get up, and he was a fantastic guy. My father loved Billy Graham. But I love Franklin Graham. I think Franklin's been fantastic, and I'm working so hard to adhere to his note to me. I'm working hard on it, Franklin. But if the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God. We have to make the most of every day for the people and for the country that we love.
He's got 2 minutes for me.
The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been about me. It has always been about you. It's your movement. It's the biggest movement in the history of our country by far.
It's good.
Can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. It has always been about the hardworking, patriotic citizens of America. For too long, our nation has settled for too little. We settled for too little. We've given everything to other nations, to other people. You've been told to lower your expectations and to accept less for your families. I am here tonight with the opposite message. Your expectations are not big enough. They're not big enough.
That's good.
It is time to start expecting and demanding the best leadership in the world, leadership that is bold, dynamic, relentless, and fearless. We can do that. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness
He's going to talk to midnight.
Is our birthright. But as long as our energies are spent fighting each other, our destiny will remain out of reach.
Destiny.
And that's not acceptable. We must instead take that energy and use it to realize our country's true potential and write our own thrilling chapter of the American story. We can do it together. We will unite. We are going to come together, and success will bring us together.
Okay, here we go. This is it. That's all you got from me, bro.
It is a story of love, sacrifice, and so many other things. And remember the word devotion. It's unmatched devotion. Our American ancestors crossed the Delaware, survived the icy winter at Valley Forge, and defeated a mighty empire to establish our cherished republic. They fought so hard, they lost so many. They pushed thousands and thousands of miles across a dangerous frontier, taming the wilderness to build a life and a magnificent home for their family. They packed their families into covered wagons, trekked across hazardous trails, scaled towering mountains, and braved rivers and rapids to stake their claim on the wide open, new, and very beautiful frontier. When our way of life was threatened, American patriots marched onto the battlefield, raced into enemy strongholds, and stared down death and stared down those enemies to keep alive the flame of freedom. At Yorktown, Gettysburg, and Midway, they joined the roll call of immortal heroes. So many just so many heroes, so many great, great people. And we have to cherish those people. We can't forget those people.
Stink.
We have to cherish those people. And building monuments to those great people is a good thing, not a bad thing. They saved our country. No challenge was too much. No hardship was too great. No enemy was too fierce. Together, these patriots soldiered on and endured, and they prevailed because they had faith in each other, faith in their country, and above all, they had faith in their God. Just like our ancestors, we must now come together, rise above past differences, Any disagreements have to be put aside and go forward, united as one people, one nation, pledging allegiance to one great, beautiful, I think it's so beautiful, American flag.
This is the longest speech
Tonight
of all time.
I ask
It's
for
incredible.
your partnership, for your support, and I am humbly asking for your vote.
Okay.
I want your vote. Going to make our country great again. Every day I will strive to honor the trust you have placed in me, and I will never, ever let you down. I promise that. I will never let you down. To all of the forgotten men and women who have been neglected, abandoned, and left behind, you will be forgotten no longer.
Okay,
we will
that was
press
the
forward, and together
perfect
we
sound.
will win, win, win.
No more chanting. Needs a
Win, 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 win. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us.
I'm going to come.
No matter what dangers come our way, no matter what obstacles lie in our path, we will keep striving toward our shared and glorious destiny, and we will not fail. We will not fail. Together, we will save this country, we will restore the republic, and we will usher in the rich and wonderful tomorrows that our people so truly deserve.
Seriously, one more hour.
America's future
Do
will
not
be
give up on this,
bigger,
Trump.
better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger,
One more
freer,
hour.
greater, and more united than ever before.
If he doesn't shut up soon, I'm voting for Biden. Just kidding.
And quite simply put,
Say it.
we will very quickly
Shut
make
up.
America great again.
Nice.
Thank
Cut
you
it out.
very much.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Wisconsin. God bless you.
He did it.
God bless you, Wisconsin, and God bless the United States of
Nope,
America,
we're still
our
going.
great country.
We're
Thank
still
you very
going.
much, everybody. Thank you.
I didn't know if he could land this boat or not. He did it. He landed the plane. The family's got to come back out. All right, guys. I got an early day in the morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I have been live for almost 4 hours. Thank you. Willie, thank you so much for the $20 in super chats you sent me, my guy. It really means a lot to me. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to come.
Nice. Well, I know who I'm voting for. Shout out to Donald Trump. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And probably see you guys tomorrow.